Check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. Surrey Eagles playoff hockey live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber. It's your buddy, your pal, Joey Pitt, coming to you live from the Brendan Batchelor broadcast booth as we get set for tonight's Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup final between the Penticton Vees and your Surrey Eagles. good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside the one and only Brendan Batchelor broadcast booth high above the ice here at South Surrey Arena as we get set for Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals. For Lucas Jelly, my name is Joey Pitt. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes on a Friday night. This is Eagles Playoff Hockey live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber, the official barbershop of your Surrey Eagles. And Lucas Jelly coming off of, well, you know...
It was an interesting trip. The first Game 3 was quite a good response from the Vees at home, like we expected them to sort of really rally behind their home fans. And Game 4, what did we see? We saw the bounce back Birds, and that's why this series is tied at 2 apiece.
And you know, going into Game 3, we knew Surrey's records in Game 3 so far in the playoffs. Going into Game 3 of the finals, they were 0-3 in Game 3s, chalking up to 0-4 with that 3-1 loss. However, in Game number 4, the Surrey Eagles were undefeated in the postseason. 3-0 going into game number 4 at the SOEC, a 3-2 victory there, a gutsy win, a Cam Keith masterclass, as some might say. But Surrey ties up the series, some clutch goaltending from Ajit Gandara, and some great goal scoring from your good goal scorers in Schwartz and Berger, not to mention Carter Franco getting his first goal of the playoffs. So Surrey got the job done in the first period and were able to do a little bit of that Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. Just lean back and let the opponent punch themselves out.
Well, they had to sort of park the bus, and that was expected if they got out to an early lead. They needed a quick response in Game 4 after losing a tough one in Game 3. That first period was crucial, and guess what? That first period was all Surrey. They knew what they had to do. They came out swinging, and they got 3 goals up on the Vees, and were able to hold on late for the 3-2 victory. So that start was crucial. They're going to need another massive start here in Game 5 to try and keep that mojo going.
Well, we got a couple players that we want to talk about before tonight's opening puck drop. First, starting on the Penticton Vees side, we want to look at number 67, Zach Stringer, former member of the Regina Pats, current member of the Penticton Vees, and he has that WHL shot.
Well, we saw it in Game 3, a pinpoint accurate short side snip over Ajit Gandara. That's just a shooter's goal. Not much Gandara could do on that one. And you know what? That was what we wanted to, or we were expecting to see from Stringer in this series. We were expecting a breakout performance like that in Game 3 to keep the goals going in the first period. That was the second of the game, and he was able to really help propel the Vees to that Game 3 victory. We didn't see much impact from him in Games 1 or 2, but Game 3 was what we saw best. That being said, when it came to Game 4, a bit of a non-factor there. He did have that one really close chance at the end of Game 4 that just went under the bar with about a minute left when the Vees were really pressuring to tie things up. Oh, pardon me, it was just before they got the second goal, so they were pressuring with 6-on-5. Stringer was right there in the crease, pinged it up, and it went off the bar and out. Such a close call. Ajit Gandara thought that it may have gone back bar because it didn't make a sound.
One guy who definitely thought the puck went in the net was Vees broadcaster Fraser Rogers, who hit the goal horn. Yes.
Horn went, smoke went up. Everyone thought it was a goal for a split second, but it was not. And that missed opportunity proved to be costly because later on, Kate Littler was able to get the second goal of the game for the Vees, make it 3-2, but they couldn't make the full comeback. So you got to wonder if that shot that went up off the bar and out really saved the Eagles in those last few minutes when Penticton was pressuring. That being said, other than that chance, I thought Stringer really wasn't overall impactful throughout the entire game. We'll expect more of an impactful play from him tonight as the guy with the most experience and by far the most made for this type of game right now, considering he has 5 seasons of WHL hockey under his belt. So Stringer looking to make an impact tonight.
On the other side for your Surrey Eagles, there's 2 guys we want to look at, both of them goal scorers in game number 4. First is number 16, Aaron Schwartz.
Yeah, and Schwartz, I mean, way to go for him to score his second of the playoffs in Game 4 in front of all of his family, Daniel and Jason Schwartz there. An absolute rocket in Game 2 on the power play, and then Game 4 there gets the rebound. He got rewarded for what were about 3 or 4 consecutive phenomenal shifts from Ryan Evers, Kanan Cranston, and Aaron Schwartz. No surprise, those 3 are back together again tonight, and Cam Keith will be rolling them out there quite a lot.
And the other player tonight to watch for Surrey has been the guy we've been watching all postseason long. That's Surrey's playoff MVP, number 7, Micah Berger.
Leads the league in playoff points, and for good reason. He always knows how to get to the net and get to those soft spots on the ice, not to mention when he's playing alongside his Yale commit partner, Zachary Wagner, and the guy who is probably the best distributor on this Eagles team, Evan Brown. Those three together can just make magic. Again, they were huge in driving that big first period for the Eagles in Game 4, and Berger was rewarded for that.
Folks, we're going to step aside for a moment. When we return, we'll have the national anthems and the opening puck drop. It's Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals between the Penticton Vees and your Surrey Eagles. Live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber, the official barbershop of your Surrey Eagles. Short-handed breakaway for Schwartz. He scores! Here's Ryan Nevers across the line. Over for Wagner, he shoots, he scores! Loose in the slot. What a save by Gondora. Face for Evers. Evers trying the centering pass. He'll walk his way in and he scores! Goes down low for Schwartz. He's trying to feed it in front. Cranston scores! Takes the shot, stop, made rebound. Brasington scores! Captain Brass will get you by tonight.
Surrey Eagles hockey on BCHL TV and Mixler is presented by Harry & Sons Barber, the official barbershop of the Surrey Eagles. Now here's the voice of your Surrey Eagles, Joey Pitt.
The Surrey Eagles would like to acknowledge that we live, work, and play on the unceded traditional territory of the Surrey, Casey, and Portland First Nations. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please stand if you are able to remove your hats and join Harry Curry in singing "O Canada."
The nest is jam-packed, and there's one word on their minds: believe. It's Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals, live from South Surrey Arena. Let's meet tonight's starting goaltenders, presented by Save on Foods. Starting in goal for the visiting Penticton Vees, a surprise start in number 31, Andrew Ness. 3-2 record this postseason, a 1.78 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. One goose egg in the playoffs. On the other side, no surprise here, it's number 1, Ajit Gandara. 8-6 record, 2.18 goals against average and a .932 save percentage for the Michael Garteg Trophy winner. Face-off here at center ice to start off game number 5. Whether you're joining us from South Surrey, South Florida, or over in New York State, we want to thank you for joining us here for Game 5 of the BCHL Championship Series. Carter Franco drops it for Micah Berger, near side, Ty Brassington. Brassington gaining the red line, dumping it down low. Crowd starting to come to life early here at South Surrey Arena. James Fisher for Cade Littler. Here come the Penticton Bees out of their own zone. Littler chipped in from center, he's hit by Brassington. James Fisher trying to walk his way in. Littler throws it to the far side. Long shot blocked by Franco when he felt that one as Brock Reinhardt let it go. Out at center, Evan Brown can't corral it. It's Daniel Bookbinder now. Bookbinder goes DDD for Reinhardt, back for Bookbinder. Ahead, James Fisher. Fisher throws to the near side for Connor Hellier. It's out of his reach. Brassington behind his own goal. Pachette's in on the forecheck. Ty Brassington high off the glass. Evers is after it against Larry Keenan. No icing on the play. Evers is going to beat it out. Cranston, Schwartz, and Evers out there for Surrey. Their first shift of the hockey game. Back of the line, McNeil. That'll be taken away by Cal Arnott. Or pardon me, that's Pachette going in there with Zach Stringer. Connor Hellier is the trailer. Aaron Schwartz on the near side wall. He'll skate it into the middle in his own zone. Aaron Schwartz goes inside out on Connor Hellier. Nice move. Schwartz near side Cranston. Cranston trying to throw a pass across off the skate of Keenan and wide. Now it's Ryden Evers, can't corral it. Bonkowski holds it in on the backhand, dumps down low. Nolan Stevenson there trying to throw it up for Zach Stringer, can't corral it. Bonkowski holds the line, dumps it into the corner. Larry Keenan behind his own goal, takes the hit from Fangura. Keenan ahead for Hellier, goes loose for Stringer. Now here comes Callum Arnott. Arnott met there by Josh Wessels. Evenhouse pulls it loose, goes behind his own goal for Ryland Bonkowski. Bonkowski turning away from Billy Renfrew. Great edge work from number 6 in white. Now it's Ante Zlomzik tipping that puck down low. Lucas Sirachi back behind his own goal. He's bumped off that puck. Evenhouse a centering pass. Zlomzik hit the side of the goal. Evenhouse misses with the rebound. Evenhouse gets it back in the corner, swings it around to the near side, but that'll go off a stick, up into the netting and out of play, and we get the game's first whistle, 2:11 into the first.
Game 4, we saw the bounce back Birds. Now we need to see the Believe Birds, the team that knows that they tied this series up and can take it home. This series has been even all throughout. There's been an outlier, game 1. Since then, it's been pretty much nail-biters in games 2, 3, and 4. This series will at least go 6 games, and the last time a BCHL Finals went to at least 6 games was back in the 2016-2017 playoffs when the Chilliwack Chiefs lost in 7 to the Penticton Vees.
And if you'll remember that series before Game 4, back at the SUEC, that was the last time that the Vees lost a game at home in the Fred Page Cup Finals. Evenhouse tries a centering pass after Ness mishandled it behind the goal. Evenhouse again, pops it loose for Fangura. Sharp angle shot through the pile, goes wide. Carter Franco on the far, lets it go, goes off a stick and wide. Ryan Evenhouse again. Evenhouse near side, lets go a shot, swallowed up by Andrew Ness, and he'll take the whistle. Good energy thrown out there by the Evenhouse line.
Well, this line's had energy all series, and Zlomzik on that, before that first whistle, almost scored a goal identical to the spot he scored his goal in game 1. Right by that post from a pass behind the net. They're so good at cycling the offensive zone, that line is. There you see Callum Arnott, the co-captain for the Vees, looking to make an impact and lead his team here.
Well, a big impact guy in the sense that he doesn't make his team shorthanded. No penalties so far in the playoffs for Cal Arnott. Here's Liam Tanner in the far corner, clears it out to center ice. Sam Elliott sweeping it forward for Massimo Fazio, dumps it down on the near side. Back to play it is Reinhardt. Brock Reinhardt clears it to the line, held in by Sid McNeil. D Nathan Oikel. Here's Oikel, holds a wrist shot going just wide. Liam Tanner looked to bat that one home from the goal line, but he couldn't connect with a shot.
That one would have been a for sure goal if Tanner was able to get a stick on it at just the right angle, had a lot of space to work with.
Connor McPherson in for Ryan. McPherson goes off a stick. Heisey couldn't get the shot off after Gandara played it aside with the stick. Here's Connor at the half wall, up to the point. Nolan Stevenson, a wrist shot wide on the glove side. Max Heisey back to the point. Stevenson. Long shot goes wide on the stick side. Rebound will ricochet out to center. Playing it there is Larry Keenan. Keenan, poke check there by Massimo Fazio. He'll have to go back into his own zone to collect. Keenan again. Going D for Stevenson. Ahead for Cade Littler. Here's Littler, gains the red line, flips that puck in on goal. Glove down by Gandara, and he'll take the whistle.
Good pace so far to start this one. That's been a key component of the Eagles' success is if they can start quick, get those pucks in deep, and have some long shifts in the O-zone where they're cycling and using that board play that they've done to perfection through these playoffs, that's when they get the Vees on their heels. The Vees have the best skating defense in the league. Along with the Eagles, they're very even in that regard, but it seems like when the Eagles really forecheck and put pressure on the Vees defense, they struggle. They can't make decisions that quickly. If they can use their feet to make some space, they will, but otherwise, if an Eagles guy is pasted on you, it's hard to make that pass.
Berger will send a breakout pass ahead for Evan Brown. Brown's taken down inside the blue line, no call. Here's James Fisher. Goes far for Larry Keenan. Here comes Larry Keenan. His pass goes off the skate of Charlie Durheim. Loose in the corner for Anselmo Rego. He's hit by Durheim. Evan Brown at the half wall, able to sweep that puck out on the backhand, but he sends it into his own bench, so we'll get another whistle.
Again, all the Eagles have to do here in this first period is work hard. Work harder than the other team. Show that you want it more. That's what they showed in Game 4, and although they had some great shifts throughout the first period, what they had to do was they had to keep it coming. They had to keep going in waves, and eventually they would get rewarded. It took until the 14-minute mark of that first period for them to get that first goal of the game, but once they did, those floodgates opened a bit, and they chased Will Ingeman out of the crease. That's why you're seeing Andrew Ness in here today.
Second time in 4 games that the Eagles were able to chase Will Ingeman. There's a bouncer off the draw, ends up behind the goal. It's Connor Hellier battling there with Connor Franku. Franker had himself a great game in game number 4. Now it's Brassington out for Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz will get stripped by Daniel Bookbinder. Now it's Stringer into the slot for Hellier. He hit the side of the goal. Far side, Reinhardt trying to bump it down low, taken away by Brassington. He goes behind his own goal, ends up hitting a stanchion, but it's taken by Evers. Ryden Evers up for Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz gains center on the right wing boards, chips it down low, takes a hip from Bookbinder. Now it's Reinhardt in the corner. In there with Rego, gives it away to Schwartz. Back to the point, Oikel's shot will be blocked. Rebound just comes outside the line as Simone Meyer did a good job to slide out with the puck. Ness stops that behind his own goal. Aaron Schwartz is offside, so he'll have to go back on the forecheck. Simone Meyer dumps that puck in. Gandara leaves his crease. He'll swing it around the far side, finds Evan Brown. 3 Eagles out to center. Here's Brown in for Zach Wagner. Delauche had it, lost it. Zach Wagner for Evan Brown, trying to walk through the gut, but he's met by a pair of Vees. Turns to the corner, back to the point, McNeil. D Nathan Oikel. Oikel to the point for Berger. A long wrist shot, scores! Downtown Evan Brown, and it's 1-0 Surrey.
And there's another guy who's gotten better as each game has progressed through this series. Evan Brown, a massive part of that successful first period in Game 4. His playmaking ability off the charts. Here he gets rewarded with a goal, and he's just flying by through the high slot. Managed to get a touch on the low Oikel shot from the point, and it finds a way past Andrew Ness. You got to get that goal early. Pardon me, the point shot from Berger there. Berger was looking tip all the way, and his buddy Brown got to it.
The 4th time in this series that Surrey has scored first. The only game they didn't was game number 3. Ness behind his own goal, gives it away to Fazio. Here's Sam Elliott trying to work it out for Liam Tanner, comes loose at the point. Wessels, DDD for Bonkowski, trying to bank it in from behind the goal. Elliott on the far side, loses the handle on that puck. Vees back the other way. It's Connor McPherson up for Ryan. He's stick checked by Wessels. Fazio at center, dumps it down low. Here's a break here for Jake Fangura. Fangura in, takes the shot over top of the net. Up into the netting and out of play. A nice break there for Jake Fangura, who is one of the most underrated playoff performers for Surrey.
So it's Evan Brown, assisted from Micah Berger and Nathan Oikel. Nathan Oikel, how about the playoffs he's had? Phenomenal all through the 4 rounds. He's now up to 16 points in 22 games, leads all defensemen in the playoffs. Him and Ty Brassington just dominate, especially on the power play, but at 5-on-5, they are the pillars of the Eagles' back end. And he'll get the
take the haven't seen much of in this series as the Vees will ice the puck there. Brassington winning the race. Biotti took warm-up in game number 1, didn't like the way he felt, sat for that one, sat for game 2, came back for game 3, played about 5 or 6 shifts, and then ended up sitting out. He was in the lineup for game 4, but again, we didn't see a lot of him.
And it is a shame for the Vees when he's not 100%, because when he is 100%, he's a minute muncher and a big stalwart on the back end, 6'5", 211. There you see some of the statistics of Cade Littler. Got a goal in game 4 there, a late one to make it 3-2. And the Vees were pressing. You know, some people believe if there was another minute on the clock, the Vees could have potentially tied it up. We've seen them come back before. Cade Littler was there to help cut the lead down to 1, but the Vees couldn't get the job done. Great for the Eagles to hold on.
Here's Schwartz up top, taking the shot, save me round. Cranston scores! Ryden Evers will bang home the garbage, and it's 2-0 Surrey.
Well, we've seen that patience from Caden Cranston so many times. When a puck squirts out and he gets it on his stick in front of the net, he doesn't shoot right away. Most of the time, he'll wait, and he'll let the goalie go down and make the first move. That shot, again, another shot for the point that finds its way through, gets stopped up. Cranston holds, tries to throw it into the middle. Carter Franke was there as well, but it's Ryden Evers. Since coming back from Game 7 of Round 3, he's been a force every night, and he gets his first goal of the series.
Vees are going to like to answer back here. Connor Hellier works it behind the goal, and it's intercepted by Nathan Oikel. Up to the half wall, Zlomazlik flips that down into the Vees zone. It won't have enough legs for an icing as Reinhardt goes back to touch. 2-0 Surrey. 7:30 or 25 gone by here in the opening frame. Far side, Thomas Pichette takes the shot, stick save Gandara. Jake Fangura chips it off the near side wall out to center. After it is Ryan Evenhouse. Bookbinder, good positioning there to angle him away from that puck. Now it's Zach Stringer. Near side, Pichette. He's hit by Micah Berger. Now it's Berger ahead for Zachary Wagner. Wagner at the half wall, gets past Reinhardt. Centering pass for Brown, that'll go off a skate as Brown went for a one-timer and his second goal of the game. Bonkowski up for Evan Brown, goes off the stick of Renfrew. Brown gets it back, dumps it down the near side wall. Nolan Stevenson clears it to the line, held in by Durheim. He'll dump down low, Keenan's there for Penticton. Callum Arnott had it inside the blue line, got it out just for a moment, dumped back in by Micah Berger. Now it's Keenan again. Keenan behind the goal, Nolan Stevenson around to the near side, half wall. There's a check thrown by Brassington. That's Liam Tanner inside of his own blue.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see a more conservative approach from the Eagles to the rest of this period, already up 2-0.
Fazio, a centering pass goes through the open goal mouth. Carter Franke with the point, a long shot goes off a skate and wide. Connor McPherson goes into the middle, finds Max Heisey. Heisey will dump that puck in, but he did it from his own side of center. So they're going to call that on an icing.
Heisey doesn't like that one. I don't know whether it crossed the line or not. Regardless, puck comes back to the V zone for that faceoff. But again, what a story Ryden Evers has been for weeks. We all thought that Evers wasn't even going to return for this playoff run after a fairly serious wrist injury in Game 3 of Round 1. But since coming back in Game 7 of the conference finals, he has been dynamic, so crucial to that center core as well, who takes faceoffs, takes the bulk of the ice time, and is able to distribute everyone else on their lines a bit easier when 22's in the lineup.
Heisey trying to hustle in on the forward check, but he loses the race to Nathan Oikel. Now it's Schwartz ahead for Ryan Evers. He loses that one in his skates, gets it back. He'll find Cranston at the half wall. He'll switch with Aaron Schwartz, working his way up to the point, just keeps it in. Ryan Evers at the half wall, finding the trailer McNeil, but he had to try and take it on the backhand one-handed, so it comes out of the zone. McNeil into his own end, Bonkowski up to the red line, Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz trying to get away from Bookbinder. He'll get run into by Anselmo Rego. James Fisher back the other way in on the left wing boards. Fisher in front of the net, goes off the stick of Cranston, in on goal, turned aside by Gandara. Cranston sends it out to center ice. Vees will send it right back. Here's Cade Littler. Up the left wing boards, dumps down low. Wessels is there for Surrey. Wessels into the far corner for Cranston. He'll let that one go. Fake the check on Fisher. Now it's Rylan Bonkowski. Gains the red, throws it down low, and they're going to call that one an icing. As the linesmen they got the ruler out tonight.
Their hands are moving quick for those icing calls, and you know what? Sometimes a whistle can really break up your flow, but for these Eagles, this first period's been phenomenal so far. 5 shots on net. They've limited Penticton to 2 halfway through this one. And just before we get to the media timeout, it's looking like Surrey's really got the momentum. This large crowd, the biggest crowd we've had all playoffs at the Nest. Thank you to those listening at home on Mixler or watching on FloHockey, and thank you to all those who've been coming to the games in attendance. What a turnout we have tonight, and so far they've been rewarded. You can tell these Eagles players, they feed off this energy too. When they see a large crowd, they want to perform at the top of their game, and guys like Caden Cranston and Aaron Schwartz, all through the lineup, they thrive on these big spotlight moments because Cam Keith has instilled in them to remain composed all year long.
Vees control off the draw. Delelche throws it towards the cage, trying to bat it out of the air with Zach Stringer, but he'll get taken down in front of the net by an Eagles defender. Down the right wing boards comes Ante Zlomzik, makes the move, gets loose for Fangura. Centering pass goes back to the point. There's Carter Franku in for Fangura, down low Evenhouse. Ryan Evenhouse rotates that to the near side corner. Down from the line is Ty Brassington. Back behind the goal, Evenhouse. Evenhouse trying to get away from Nolan Stevenson. Stevenson will pick his pocket. Chips it up the glass, held in by Franku.
Did a lot of that in Game 4, holding the line and keeping offensive shifts going. Franku had his best game of the playoffs on Game 4, and he's picking up right where he left off.
Delelche has the puck in the neutral zone, but Stringer was tied up with Berger, so he can't gain the attacking zone. Here's Zach Wagner in front of his own bench, chips it ahead for Micah Berger. A 2-on-2 rush for Surrey. Here's Berger in with Brown. Berger deeks to the backhand, creates some open space. Back to the line for Oikel. He'll settle down the bouncing puck. Far side, McNeil up top. Berger's shot goes wide. Evan Brown again. Here's Brown, backhands it into the corner for McNeil. Behind the net, Wagner. Wagner pinned up behind the goal. Cal Arnott bumps it into the near side corner for Renfrew. Ahead for Simone Meyer. Meyer over for Matthew Biotti. Back for Meyer. Gains the wall, dumps it down low. He'll go for a line change. Here's Nathan Oikel. For McNeil, onto the far side, Sam Elliott. Nice hard stretch pass, but Elliott got hit inside the blue line. Now it was Connor McPherson in for Ryan, back down low for Connor. Looking for the centering pass for Heisey, that'll be blocked. Heisey again to the point, Bookbinder. D Reinhardt creates some space, takes the shot, save Gandara. Now it's Oikel, chops that puck out to center, Bookbinder there, D Reinhardt. Here's Brock Reinhardt. Over for Bookbinder, loses possession, chipped ahead for Elliott, but he can't catch up in time. Heisey high off the glass out to center, trying to find Connor McPherson. He can't chop it out of the air, gets it back at the red line, finds Bookbinder. Bookbinder from the red, dumps down low, Gandara behind his goal to stop it. He'll feed Rylan Bonkowski. Here's Bonkowski for Wessels. Wessels flips that puck out to center. Stevenson stops it up at his own blue line for Penticton, trying to stretch it ahead for Anselmo Rego. Good stand-up poke check there from the captain, Ty Brassington. Near sidewall, Aaron Schwartz gaining the attacking zone, chips and charges past Sirachi. Throws a hit there on Anselmo Rego. Evers is down there as well, gets the puck in the corner, works it out for Cranston. Caden Cranston dances into the corner, now he's back at the top of the circle. Over for Franku, lets it go, stick save made by Ness. Rebound is corralled by Cade Littler and flipped out to center ice. Francouz back onto it. He'll dump that puck in. Here's James Fisher in for Cade Littler. Littler on the left wing takes the shot. Gandara makes the save. He takes the whistle. We'll take the break. 6:53 to go here in the opening frame. It's 2-0 Surrey off of goals from Brown and Berger. It's Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber, the official barbershop of your Surrey Eagles.
It will take you there, wherever there is. And you'll roam further, climb higher, and grip tighter than you've ever imagined. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2, built to take you where the trail ends, so you can go beyond.
The first period is presented by Barnes Wheaton GM. You'll like it here at Barnes Wheaton GM, South Surrey.
Quick look at the BCHL out-of-town scoreboard presented by our good friends at Ocean Park Automotive. Book an appointment today at oceanparkauto.com. Now, no other games on the docket tonight because the Alberta Cup Final has concluded. If you didn't know already, the Alberta Division, their finals finished up back on Wednesday, and it was Brooks Bandits. The Brooks Bandits winning the series 4-1 in 5 games. That final game they won emphatically 7-3 over the Sherwood Park Crusaders. So the Brooks Bandits will be hosting the Rocky Mountain Challenge. Again, the winner of the Fred Page Cup here in the BC division, or this BC conference, will go to Brooks for a best-of-3 series with the Bandits in the one-time only Rocky Mountain Series. Looking forward to that.
The other side of the out-of-town scoreboard down at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Billy Joel yet to take the stage for his concert tonight at the home of the Seattle Mariners.
That's your out-of-town update? Okay. You gotta follow up with it all game.
Micah Berger in for Sid McNeil. McNeil trying to cut it, looking for a centering pass. It'll be knocked away. McNeil back onto that puck. Goes behind the goal, trying to find Micah Berger. Intercepted by Larry Keenan. Keenan for Zach Stringer, near side Francesco Del Elche. Del Elche high off the glass into the attacking zone for Thomas Pichette. Pichette has it knocked off his stick by McNeil. Oiko goes back down behind his own goal for McNeil. He'll set up shop there. 6:22 left in the opening frame. It's 2-0 Surrey here in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals as the Eagles ice the puck.
Well, this period has got to be a positive for Cam Keith, the head coach of the Eagles. Like you said, Joey, phenomenal work in Game 4 to readjust the lines and make it all work to perfection. He put Sam Elliott back into the forward core, and he was playing really well with Liam Tanner and Fazio, so he keeps them together. And of course, he kept his top 2 lines the same, including that line of Berger, Wagner, and Brown. Wagner leading all players in the playoffs in game-winning goals, just shows his clutch genetics and how well he's played when the lights are bright last postseason and this postseason.
7 points in the first 5 games of the playoffs. Vees looking to try and get a little bit of momentum here. Here they are in the attacking zone. Simone Meyer, a great battle there with Zach Wagner. Wagner comes out with it, turns it over. Here's Cal Arnott, a wrist shot. Great kick save made by the right pad of Gandara. Simone Meyer looking to go down low for Renfrew, intercepted by Oikel. Meyer takes it back, finds Arnott, takes the shot. Great blocker save by Gandara this time. Now it's Sid McNeil from his own zone. He'll flip that down the length of the ice. Not quite enough for an icing, so the Eagles will be able to get that line change they needed. Nolan Stevenson out of his own zone. Goes near side Lucas Sirachi. Up for James Fisher. That one will be knocked out of the air by Bonkowski. Onto it is Connor McPherson. He'll dump it into the corner. Eagles regain possession in their own end. It's Jagjeevan Fangura. Nice saucer pass onto the far for Ante Zlomazek. Going to the front was Evenhouse, but the pass never came to him. Now it's Max Heisey again. In for Connor McPherson, ahead for Ryan, back for Connor. Connor trying to button hook at the ringette line. He'll lose it to Bonkowski. Bonkowski fans on his pass. Ryan McPherson around behind the cage. Out for Fisher, fakes the shot. Drops it back to the point. Reinhardt letting it go, swallowed up by Gandara, and he takes the whistle.
A quick start was, again, essential if the Eagles wanted to win Game 5 here. That's what helped them and was the reason why they won in Game 4. They got those 3 goals in the first period and held on from there. They've got 2 so far through 15 minutes. And you know what? It's a different goaltender this time. They scored 3 on Will Ingeman in Game 4. He got yanked after the first, but after that, they didn't score a single goal on Andrew Ness. Yet so far tonight, they've solved him twice. That's going to help them mentality of thinking, well, if they pull one goaltender, we can still beat the other one.
Here's Liam Tanner off that face-off in his own zone. Goes near side, Brassington. Ty Brassington flips it high off the glass, in for Sam Elliott. Just gains the zone, chopped back out by James Fisher. Brassington to his own blue line, D2D Carter Franku. Here's Franku, skates it up to the red, flips that in on goal, glove down and covered by Andrew Ness, as he doesn't want to take any chances after allowing 2 goals on the first 6 shots he faced.
Shots are now 7-7, even after the Eagles started off real hot. No surprise the Vees are going to continue pushing back.
Massive crowd on hand here tonight for Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals. Eagles have had a pretty good record of filling up the barn, at least in the regular season. This is the best crowd of the playoffs. Aaron Schwartz works it down low for Sid McNeil. He'll lose it to Brock Reinhardt. Here's Reinhardt. Flips it up to the near side for Zach Stringer. Stringer gaining the red. He'll flip it down low for Thomas Bichette to go after. McNeil is there first. Goes to the half wall. Aaron Schwartz ahead. Ryden Evers. Here's Evers onto the far side for Cranston. Cranston runs into Reinhardt. Both of them stay on their feet. Bookbinder to the half wall. Bichette. Now it's Brock Reinhardt. Slowly out of his own zone. Goes near side. Daniel Bookbinder ahead for Stringer. Here comes Zach Stringer, falls down inside the blue line. Then Wessels will take a hard spill after colliding with Renfrew. Puck is knocked loose onto the tape of Ryden Evers. Evers goes near side, Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz at the red line, dumps it down low. Ness leaves his crease to play. He'll swing that into the far side for Stevenson. Ahead for Simone Meyer, into the middle. Sirachi. For Callum Arnott, here he is down the left wing boards, turns in the corner, back at the point. Sirachi letting it go, stopped by Gandara, rebound, stopped by Gandara. Now they'll try to stuff it to the front. Arnott, what a save by Gandara! Unbelievable stop by the Surrey netminder, and he'll get a standing ovation, and rightfully so. With one of the greatest saves you will see in the BC Hockey League, Ajit Gandara absolutely denied Cal Arnott.
That's a moment that can potentially be etched in BCHL Finals history. Ajit Gandara looked like he was down and out on the post, but he slides back to his right. That's so hard to slide left to right. Net even comes off, but oh my, Callum Arnott. You're going to be up at night thinking about that one if you're number 22 in blue. What a save by Ajit.
TSN highlight of the night right there. Here's Sirachi from the point. His shot will be blocked. Near side, Connor McPherson punched aside by the blocker of Gandara. Now it's Carter Franku for Surrey. Up for Ryan Evenhouse. Near side, Jag Jeevan Fangura. Back for Evenhouse. He'll dump down low on the backhand. 3:09 to go in the opening frame. Still 2-0 Surrey here in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals. Best of 7 is tied at 2 games apiece. Connor McPherson for Max Heisey. Behind the goal, Ryan McPherson back for Heisey, overskates the puck. Here's Sid McNeil ahead for Ante Zlomazek, couldn't corral it. Near side, Ryan McPherson again. Forward for Heisey, he couldn't corral that puck. Vees are not getting the puck luck here in the opening 20 minutes. Larry Keenan, down for Connor McPherson. Connor, back for Keenan. Throws it down the wall for Cade Littler. Here he is at the half, back up top. Larry Keenan steps past Lomazlik, steps past Evenhouse, around behind the goal. Larry Keenan to the point, Francesco Delalte letting it go, fought off by Gandara through traffic. Nathan Oikel fakes the clearing attempt. He's met by a pair of Vees. Cade Littler for James Fisher, far side Keenan. He's got a lane, takes the backhand shot. Glove save made by Ajit Gandara, and he'll take the whistle.
And you got to wonder, talking about the puck luck and the bounce is not going the Vees' way. They just can't seem to set up that well either in the offensive zone, and when they do, they get robbed by Gandara. Look, I mean, one thing to wonder is how would Penticton adjust back to the Olympic-sized ice after playing 2 games at the South Okanagan Event Center. We saw how difficult it was an adjustment for them in Game 1, their first time back out here, but now they've had 2 games in this rink under their belt. They go back home for 2, maybe coming back for Game 5. This wider ice just doesn't seem to work well with them, and it's been tough adjusting once again. That could be a factor in why it's 2-0.
Thomas Pichette turning in the far corner, back of the line, Srirachi. Srirachi through traffic over top of the goal. After it on the near side wall is Massimo Fazio, unable to clear. Connor Hellier for Zach Stringer. Stringer around behind the net. Banks it back to the far point. Nolan Stevenson back into the corner for Stringer. He's tied up by Brassington. Loose in the skates, pulled out by Tanner. Tanner behind the net for Francu. Carter Francu back to the far for the captain. Brassington around to the near side. Massimo Fazio, he'll work that puck down low. Eagles able to get a line change. Vees are going to try and get one in here as well. Stevenson over for Simone Meyer. Hit by Cranston. Stripped by Evers. And now it's dumped in by Nathan Oikel. After it is Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz tied up there by Stevenson. Loose for Simone Meyer. Meyer over to the wall for Renfrew. Arnott trying to clear the zone. It's held in by Oikel. Arnott another opportunity, flips it high off the glass. Oikel back to play behind his own net, stops up, trying to feed it to the near side for Cranston. Final minute of the opening frame, 2-0 Surrey. Here's Caden Cranston to center, goes far for McNeil. Sid McNeil flipping that puck down low, in on goal, turned aside by Ness. Cranston has the rebound. Here's Caden Cranston on the near side, back to the point, Brassington. D-to-D McNeil. McNeil for Cranston, has the puck go between his legs. A breakaway for Simone Meyer. Meyer in, digs, runs out of runway. Just that little bit of pressure from Caden Cranston behind him was enough to make him fall down. Here's Renfrew in, taking the shot, and a glove save made by Ajit Gandara.
Well, the entire arena held their breath momentarily as Simone Meyer picked up a bobbled puck that Cranston couldn't keep a hold of. Cranston couldn't really stop and change his direction quick enough, so Meyer had a few steps on him. He goes in, tries to go backhand to forehand, gets stick lifted by Cranston, and then, you know, looking back at the stream, it doesn't look like he's taken out by Cranston, really. He maybe falls over the stick of Gandara after the puck has already gone by, but it's an unfortunate lack of finish there for Meyer, who's done really well for the Vees since moving up to the top line.
Here's James Fisher trying to walk his way through a bit of traffic, but he'll run into Zach Wagner hard. Ryan McPherson back to the point. Francesco Delelce over for Keenan. His shot goes wide. Zach Wagner on the loose puck, high off the glass. He'll find Evan Brown at the blue line. Brown turning at the half wall. He'll have to wait for a little bit of help. And that will do it for the opening 20 minutes of play. Shots were 11-8 in favor of Penticton, but goals from Evan Brown and Ryden Evers have Surrey up 2-0 here in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Final.
Again, a huge first period was so crucial for Surrey, and they had that in spades quickly. 2 goals in this first period. Micah Berger getting in on the second goal, or pardon me, the first goal of the game, adding to his league-leading point total up to 25 in this postseason run right now. He's been leading the way offensively, but it's been up and down the line of contributions. Ryden Evers, since coming back at the end of round 3, has been phenomenal. He gets his first of the series here in period 1 of Game 5. Aaron Schwartz and Caden Cranston both contributing on that. The defense made some sacrifices in their own zone. Again, using the body, the physicality of Surrey has really taken a level up. It seems like playing the Capitals and playing the Grizzlies in rounds 1 and 2 toughened up this Eagles group, because by the time they faced the Bulldogs, they were ready to go blow for blow. And here, the Penticton Vees really aren't the most physically imposing team in the league. That's not what they're good at. That's not what they built their success on. They built their success on defense. So hitting hasn't really been their strong suit, and Surrey setting the tone physically here again tonight, building off the energy from the crowd. The believe signs are everywhere. And if you're up 2-0 after the first, how could you not believe in how this team is?
Folks, we are going to step aside for a moment. When we return, we'll have the Eagles Central intermission panel with Lucas Celli, Tommaso Frontedu, and Zach Clark. But first, let's take a look back at the first 4 games of this Fred Page Cup final series. We are going to step aside here for the first intermission. Your score after 20 minutes to play, the visiting Penticton Vees, no score. Your Surrey Eagles 2. This is Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals, live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber, the official barber shop of your Surrey Eagles. Check them out on 176th Street in Cloverdale or at their new location on 88th Avenue in Walnut Grove. Harry & Sons Barber is the official barber shop of your Surrey Eagles.
No, I won't back down.
Sabres know that an untouched napkin doesn't need to go to waste. And that
You know
the
it's a
same
big
rule
game when I wear a suit.
applies to chicken fingers. Sabres also know they can find low prices every day for quick and easy meals at Save On Foods. We also sell stain remover. Save on, savers.
And welcome back to South Surrey Arena. 20 minutes gone by in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals between the Surrey Eagles and the Penticton Vees. Been a back and forth series. Game 3 really never was the game for the Eagles all playoffs long. They lost every single Game 3 in a series, but they bounced back every Game 4 and got a win. So that's where we are now, 2-2 series tie, 2-0 after 20 minutes between the Penticton Vees and the Surrey Eagles. Joined once again by our good friends Tommaso Frontedu and Zach Clark for another edition of Eagle Central. Great to have you guys back, fellas. It's been about 6 days since we saw some Eagles hockey here at the Nest, but by far, this is the biggest game of the year, and it shows what a crowd so far tonight. The energy, fantastic. First game I've seen in a while where there's really only standing room, and you've got lines of people standing behind each seat in the building. Just shows the energy we've got here, and those fans were rewarded with quite a first period, weren't they, Tommaso?
Yeah, you know, Surrey, they want to come out flying in this game. They you know, as you said, six days without a game, you know, the crowd here, they're really getting into it. And Surrey, as you guys said on the broadcast, feeding off that energy early, being able to get buzzing in the offensive zone as we saw. You get one, you look for another. And their play in the first period has been very good. Even though on the shot clock it might not reflect it, they are controlling play in the offensive zone, and they are being able to, you know, drive play in that regard.
Yeah, a fast start was crucial for the Eagles team. We saw that in Game 4, how important their first period was, where they got 3 on the board, and they picked up where they left off in first periods tonight. They know that that's the way they have to beat a Penticton squad. So they get 2 goals, lots of pressure there. One of the reasons why they were so successful in that first period, Zach, was their ability to enter the zone.
Absolutely. The way that Surrey has been breaking in has just been so effective, in the fact that they're completely perfecting the 2 usual ways we see of either carrying it in, which they've had a lot of success with, but what really impressed me in the first period was their ability to dump and chase. They're doing such an excellent job by sending both wingers forechecking at the same time from both sides, creating such an effective pincer movement that's forcing the defender to either try to play it up the boards where Surrey's defense picks it off, or throw it right up through the slot. And any coach will tell you that's not what you want your defenders doing. No. So it's causing a lot of turnovers, in this entry by the Surrey Eagles has been very effective.
Well, for how well this Vees team skates, I mean, they're probably the best skating defensive unit in the league aside from the Eagles, and they thrive off of having the puck, but when they're getting constantly hounded and forechecked by the Eagles, and then when trying to skate back and block their own zone, they're facing these zone entries where the Eagles just come at them in waves of speed. It's so hard. I mean, this is the only team in the league that's been able to make the Vees look this shaky defensively at times. Another thing too is the Eagles got to the goaltender early. One big change in this game, Andrew Ness came in for Will Ingeman in Game 5 after Ingeman was pulled through the first period of Game 4. So Andrew Ness didn't allow a goal the rest of Game 4 after coming in for Ingeman, so Surrey really didn't get a chance to solve him, or they weren't able to. That being said, they solved him twice tonight in the first 20. That's got to feel good when you know that you can score on either goaltender that's in the crease. Tommaso, I want to go back to you. Another big key component to the Eagles' success in Game 4 and carrying over here to Game 5 was their discipline.
Yeah, you know, no penalties in this game so far. And it's only been 20 minutes, but you know, both teams are playing super tight checking right now, and not really enough space out there. So both teams don't want to make any mistakes. You know, for the Penticton Vees, you can't afford another mistake at this point in the game. It's going to be crucial for them to stay out of the box for the next 2 periods. Same thing for Surrey. Honestly, you can't cost yourself with the power play and the skill that they have on the other side with Zach Stringer, who we saw, who had a crazy release over in Penticton. You can't afford guys like that on the power play against you to make you go maybe tied up in a game. So both teams are going to be staying out of the box. We did see a little bit of rough stuff at the end of the period, though, with a couple of players and Wagner getting into it. But I think if they can keep it clean, Surrey has a really good chance of going forward in this game and maintaining their lead. But another thing I want to talk about is the physicality really ramping up in both teams. You can hear them in between the benches right where I am, especially a lot of teams now chirping each other, because once it gets to Game 5, that's when you really know. Both teams are invested in this series, and they're really pushing.
Well, definitely. I mean, how can you not be invested when it's this close and it's for all the marbles, the Fred Page Cup? In the first 3 rounds, I found it usually took until Game 2 or Game 3 for Surrey to, or both teams really to start getting chippy. But overall, I mean, this has been a fairly clean series for the most part. We're starting to see bits of grit here in Game 4, Game 5, some after the whistle stuff, but it hasn't gone too overboard, and discipline will be key. Surrey needs to let it, keep it from going overboard if they want to have success and close out this series. Zach, what does the Eagles have to do through the next 40 minutes to hold on to this lead, if not add a bit more?
Well, I think that the Eagles have to continue playing their way. You can't let the Vees out-muscle you on the puck. They've got that big back end, and right now the Eagles forecheck doing an excellent job at getting out of those crushing checks and continuing to cycle the puck. So I just want to see continuous movement from the Eagles, no feet standing still, and I think that if they can continue controlling the game the way they've been able to in the offensive zone, they're going to have no trouble piling on the scoreboard. Vice versa from Penticton, what I really wanted to be them seeing is I want to see them step it up physically. I think that they have that big size advantage on the Eagles. It's one of the biggest advantages they have on paper, and they're not really using it a whole lot. You mentioned the game has been quite clean, and I'm not suggesting they should play it dirty, but I do want to see them ramp up the physicality, just make life tough for the Eagles, especially if the Eagles are in the Penticton Vees end.
Well, they need to show that they want it. They want it bad. They want it more than the other team, and Game 4, it felt like Surrey showed that they wanted to win more, and they've started Game 5 here with that exact same pace of play and mentality. Player of the period for you, Tommaso, before we wrap things up.
For me, it's got to be a Gikandara. You know, you can't find another player like a Gikandara right now in these playoffs. He's totally been lights out. As I said last in Game 2, he's carrying that right back here in the nest.
What'd you see on that save, by the way, where he robbed Callum Arnott?
I can't even believe that. Like, the saves he's making at such crucial times, too. We saw that breakaway right at the end of the period, which you might think that might be game over right there for you as a goaltender, but being able to stick out there, and then all the havoc in front of the crease on that sequence of events earlier on, just unbelievable stops right there. You don't even know, like, I heard them coming back to the bench or not. He can't believe that didn't end up in the net.
Zach, as a goaltender yourself, what do you think when you see that?
It was hard to believe that he was able to have the the athleticism to be able to get out and make that save. I genuinely had my hands on my head when I saw that happen from up here.
Not to mention the net comes off too, and you can't push off that post.
Exactly, and I think that the Eagles were hoping the play would be blown dead, and Arnott genuinely did a double take on the ice. You could see he thought it was in. His teammates, even for a split second, started to celebrate before they realized what had happened. Sure enough, the breakaway here, great effort on defense there, but you know Jeter was ready for it, and just some stellar playoff goaltending. That guy, cool as a cucumber right there.
Player of the period for you?
For me, got to be Ryden Evers. You know, missed a lot of time here in the Eagles postseason, so to see him coming back and finding success just straight away. Second goal of the postseason, and just a great period from Evers, and a crucial goal.
Yeah, since coming back in Game 7 of the conference finals, he's been an absolute force, and he's helped even out that forward core, because him coming back into the center spot, Ryden Evers taking that top center line, able to trickle down to the rest of the lineup, give Wagner a bit of room to breathe, Evenhouse some room to breathe, and Liam Tanner. So that quartet of centermen really doing wonders for Surrey. Tommaso and Zach, thank you so much for this edition of Eagle Central. Went a bit long, but we had a lot to chat about. We'll be back again in the second intermission with both of you guys. And for those watching and listening on Mixler and FloHockey, we'll be back with second period coverage after this. Eagles lead the Penticton Vees by a score of 2-0 in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals.
You want to see a trick?
Sure.
I can make anything you want appear on that TV.
Superheroes.
Superheroes.
Whoa. Cute animals.
Cute animals.
Wizards.
Wizards. Did you like my trick?
I saw the remote.
With you, keeping the whole family entertained. Search endless content with the magical Ignite TV voice remote. Rogers, with you all the way.
Nice and safe. Just how we like it.
Smart move, boss. I'll keep him quiet. Nothing's gonna distract you.
Come on, people, ready to move? Car stopped? Walk with me.
Shoulder check's good. No rolling stops. We did it!
Safety takes everyone.
Adam Ciampolini in overtime, and the Eagles have won the Fred Page Cup!
Savers know that if you save the little things, you can use them to wash other little things. Savers also know they can find low prices for everyday life at Save On Foods. You're next. Save on, Savers.
And welcome back inside South Surrey Arena. 20 minutes gone by. Eagles leading game number 5 by a score of 2-0. Let's take a look at the scoring summary through the opening 20 minutes of play.
Evan Brown opened the scoring 5:31 into the first period with his 6th of the season, or the postseason, I should say, assisted by Micah Berger and Nathan Oikel. Nathan Oikel now up to 15 points in the playoffs, 16 points, I should say. Phenomenal work from him. And then a minute and 26 seconds later, Ryan Nevers, second of the playoffs, first of the finals, assisted from Caden Cranston and Aaron Schwartz. So that is your scoring summary heading into the middle frame of Game 5, Joey.
Shots were 11-8 in favor of Penticton, but they trailed this one by a pair. Game number 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals, live from South Surrey Arena. It's Joey Pitt and Lucas Chelly here with you in the Brendan Batchelor broadcast booth. Cade Littler to line up here against Zachary Wagnon. Ajit Gandara in the net to our left, or pardon me, to our right, as the Eagles shoot from right to left for our second period. Andrew Ness is in the goal to our left as the Vees shoot from left to right. Surrey wearing their white jerseys with green and navy trim. The Vees wearing their road blues with white trim. Puck is down, second period underway as the Eagles control. Brassington ahead for Zach Wagnon, throws it down the near side wall for Micah Berger. Reinhardt there to control. Swings it behind the goal, Evan Brown trying to get in the way, and that one will go off him, up into the netting and out of play. And we'll get the first whistle of this second period, 16 seconds in.
Again, a big storyline with the Vees in this finals is how they've been able to adjust back to Olympic-sized ice. They didn't do well in Game 1, adjusting to the Olympic-sized ice, and after having 2 games at home, they come back to South Surrey Arena, and again, poor start to this one, so they've got an uphill battle, and you got to wonder if that really wide ice has a big role in it.
Anselmo Rego tips that puck in from center, back to play it is Brassington. Ty Brassington into the far corner on the backhand. He'll send that one out, trying to find Evan Brown. It'll be knocked down by a Vees, sent out the second time. Littler into his own zone. James Fisher onto the far side, Daniel Bookbinder. Here's Bookbinder gaining the red line on the near side wall, flipping it in for Anselmo Rego. It'll hit a skate. Bookbinder dumps it in the second time around. Here's Ty Brassington out of his own zone, banks it ahead for Micah Berger. He'll stick that puck down low and go for a change. Here's Zach Stringer off a stretch pass out of the Vees zone. Stringer spinning, trying to dump it down the wall, intercepted by Schwartz. Connor Hellier keeping it in the zone for now. Aaron Schwartz will pull that loose. Goes on to the far side, Nathan Oikel. Back in for McNeil, near side Aaron Schwartz. Lets that one go between his own legs. Nolan Stevenson onto it for Penticton. His stretch pass is intercepted. Schwartz trying to dump it down low, goes off a body. Now it's Connor Hellier. Hellier at his own blue line, feeds it far for Sirachi. Gains the attacking zone, drop back for Thomas Bichette, down low for Sirachi. Near side after to Zach Stringer. He battles with Ryden Evers back at the point. Nolan Stevenson letting a long shot go, blocked by Oikel. Far side Sirachi, his shot's blocked as well. Nathan Oikel onto that loose puck for Surrey. Here he comes out of his own zone. Trying to feed it ahead for Caden Cranston. They're going to say he just stayed onside. Schwartz dumping that puck in, sticked away by Ness. Cranston after that loose puck, but Billy Renfrew takes that out of harm's way. 2 minutes gone by here in the second period of Game 5. Here's Simone Meyer. Meyer turning at the ring at line, waiting for a little bit of help, dumps it down the wall. He'll find Cal Arnott. Back to the point, Francesco Del Elche. His shot goes off the toe of Gandara and wide. Nice stop made. Simone Meyer onto the far side, Arnott. Cal Arnott, he's going to be hit hard by Wessels. Loose for Jagjeevan Fangura. Fangura flipping that puck out to center, glove down by Larry Keenan. Keenan sidestepping Evenhouse. Here he comes into the attacking zone, trying to go wide around Bonkowski. Keenan, a centering pass, goes into the glove of Gandara, and he takes the whistle.
The Vees out shooting the Eagles here 13-9 through a period and 2.5 minutes, but they need to get more shots from in tight. a prime chance like Calamar Knott's, you know, those only come a few times a game, if that. So they need to make the most of their opportunities. You know, Calamar Knott's still feeling like he got absolutely robbed by Gandara, which he did. But for Penticton, if they generate more chances like that with hard shots and deflections that cause the puck to sit around the crease, they're gonna have a better chance of getting one at least to cut this lead in half.
Sam Elliott will fire that down the length of the ice from his own zone, so that'll be an icing against Surrey.
Again, we talked so much about how the Port Alberni Bulldogs and the Penticton Vees have fed off their home crowd, but this is a prime example of the Eagles feeding off their home crowd. When there's standing room only at the nest, you know that it's rocking here, and these players can sense it. They know this is a big-time game, and Cam Keith has instilled in these guys to perform when it matters most.
This is certainly something that the city of Surrey has been waiting for a very long time. A standing room only crowd here at the nest as the Eagles will ice the puck again.
A full-on sellout. Haven't seen a sellout like this since the Lunar New Year game earlier in the year. And we had a special guest for that one that a lot of people came to see, Mr. Trevor Linden. Before that, you got to think back to Punjabi night, the teddy bear toss.
I mean, I think you can make a case that the South Surrey Arena really hasn't seen a crowd like this since Game 5 of the 2013 finals.
That's fair. It feels like that all over again.
Connor McPherson down low for Penticton, trying to work his way to the front of the net, takes the shot, sticked away by Gandara. It goes up to the netting and out of play.
And it helps for these Eagles players when you've got a guy like Scott Gomez on your bench who's been really driving this power play and this offense through the entire season, helping these guys develop in phenomenal ways. And, you know, he's a two-time Stanley Cup champion. If he knows anything about high-stakes hockey, if anyone knows about high-stakes hockey, it's him. And these players will listen to him. They learn how to handle these pressure situations from a guy like that. And it's really shown and paid dividends.
Well, when you talk about Gomez having the experience from being there, look back at the 2000 Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils that Scott Gomez was a part of. The overtime winner in Game 6, the cup-winning goal, scored by Jason Arnott, the uncle of Vees forward Callum Arnott. So the hockey world is a small one, to say the very least. Evan Brown, nice pass between his own legs. Here's Wagner, he shoots, hits the crossbar. What a play made there by Evan Brown as he worked it in for Zach Wagner. He beat the goaltender, didn't beat the post.
So smooth with it. That tip pass through his own legs. Not easy to pull off, but he pulls it off with ease.
Here's Evan Brown into the attacking zone again, pokes it down the wall, trying to find Micah Berger, taken away by Larry Keenan. Zach Wagner dumping that puck in. Andrew Ness behind the goal, he'll leave it there for Keenan. Keenan, short pass onto the far side for Zach Stringer. He'll sauce it to the near for Thomas Bichette. Taken away by Wessel, sent out to center, intercepted by Nolan Stevenson. Trying to go onto the far side there for Connor Hellier. But Avi was still offside on the play, so we'll get the whistle. The crowd is a lively one tonight here at South Surrey Arena. Neutral zone face-off win for Ryan Evenhouse. Wessels goes far for Bonkowski. He'll railroad that one into the attacking zone. Daniel Bookbinder back to control. Goes to the half wall. Thomas Bichette pokes it between his own legs for Stringer. He works it into the attacking zone for Connor Hellier. Hellier in the near side. Over for Stringer. He's pinned up by Wessels. Bichette back to the point. Bookbinder letting it go. Saved by Gandara. Back the other way is Ante Zlamazik, flips it onto the far for Ryan Evenhouse. Here come the Eagles. Evenhouse cutting towards the front, centering pass, they score! Ryan Evenhouse makes it 3-0 Surrey with his parents in the crowd, no less.
The Ontario boy has been feeling it all playoffs, and You talk about guys who thrive in environments like this. It's Ryan Evenhouse, always first to the puck and leading the charge when it comes to puck battles and forechecks. He picks this puck up off the boards and just drives to the net. A centering attempt to jag Fangura after he protects that puck. Just throwing it to the net. Good things happen, of course. It goes off the skate of the Vees defender, and Evenhouse gets his 9th of the postseason.
A ridiculous clip in the Fred Page Cup playoffs for Ryan Evenhouse. Cal Arnott knocks down a clearing attempt. Centering pass for Simone Meyer goes back to the far point. Srirachi taking the shot, blocked by Brassington in front. Now it's Billy Renfrew, has it knocked away by Franku. Simone Meyer falls down. Arnott, he's hit by Franku. Evers pins up his man. Srirachi's down for the line, meets Brassington. Srirachi behind the goal, Cal Arnott, centering pass hits the side of the goal. Great chance for Simone Meyer. Here's Srirachi, throws it through the open goal mouth. Loose puck will ricochet out. And it looks like the net might have come off the moorings beside Ajit Gandara. So the faceoff will stay in the Surrey zone.
And Ajit Gandara, if he doesn't make that stop, and Slomazlik doesn't pick up the puck after that Gandara save, the play doesn't go back to the other end, and Evenhouse doesn't get the 3rd of the game. So credit to Ajit Gandara. It always ends up like this, a tale as old as time. Stop at one end, goal at the other. Gandara makes a save, and the rebound stretches out to Slomazlik, who throws it up to Evenhouse.
Here's Larry Keenan at the point. His shot hit his own man, Heisey, on the way through. Loose in the corner for McNeil. He'll go far. Massimo Fazio pokes it out to center. Ryan McPherson there to play. Sends it to the near side, Heisey. Heisey up for Connor McPherson. He'll get converged on by both McNeil and Tanner. Loose for Nathan Oikel, up for Massimo Fazio. Just outside the blue line, flip back down low by Heisey. Connor McPherson now. Jeter's gonna register the assist. Here comes Liam Tanner out of his own zone. Tanner gains the red line, flips it down low, and they're gonna call that one an icing, as the linesmen are really being stingy about those icing calls. Normally, you'll get that little bit of 5-6 feet of grace. The linesmen aren't giving it to him tonight.
Gandara gets his first assist of the postseason, I believe, and it's because he made that save at his own end. That can credit a goaltender for an assist, can it not? Save at one end, your teammate picks it up, throws it up the ice. If that save doesn't happen, the goal doesn't happen, so great for number one to get the apple.
You see there Nathan Oikel currently leading all defensemen in the BCHL playoffs.
Led the Eagles defensemen in points this year as well in the regular season.
Chance there off the draw, and a great save made by Ajit Gandara. Little bit of a leather flash there.
Looked a lot like the glove save we saw him make through traffic towards the end of game 4 around multiple bodies. His body can be completely positioned to the right, but he just sticks his hand out to the left. Just like a fly swatter. And it goes out and pulls the puck in. Looks a lot like the save we just saw now. That game 4 save was a crucial one. Showed his glove hand again on that one. His 15th save of the game.
You mentioned a fly swatter. It's almost like a Venus flytrap. There's Larry Keenan letting it go, and it's punched aside.
That's what I meant to say. That's a better way to put it. A fly trap. Go out and snag it and pull it back in.
On Somo Rego, rings it around to the far point. Nolan Stevenson. He'll dump it into the corner, intercepted by Zachary Wagner. Wagner trying to flip it near for Micah Berger, ends up going to Wessels. Now it's up for Berger. He'll chop that puck into the zone. James Fisher back to play. He goes D to D. Stevenson up front. Somo Rego tips that puck into the attacking zone. Wessels there to play. Wessels around to the near side. Micah Berger, he'll get a stick on it, pokes it down low. After it is Evan Brown looking to win the race, but Del Elche will get there first.
And now 10 shots, 3 goals for Surrey. Again, they're proving to be clinical when they have the opportunities, because 3 goals on 10 shots is a great success rate. They're allowing more shots than they probably would like, but again, this Vees team is so deep through their roster that they're going to put shots up and they're going to pressure you. It's all about how you handle that and go back the other way. And right now, Eagles have been able to counter everything the Vees have had to offer.
Lucas Sirachi at the near point finds Zach Stringer. That'll take a BX bounce off a stanchion, goes out to center. Lucas Sirachi there. He finds Francesco Del Elche, up for Zach Stringer, dumps it down low on the backhand. Bonkowski into the corner to play. He'll battle with Hellier. Wessels is there too. He'll get run over by Stringer. Vees come out with that puck. Here's Francesco Del Elche. Del Elche for Hellier. He lets it go, glove down by Gandara, and he'll take the whistle.
You can start to see a bit of desperation from this Penticton side, just throwing anything they can at the net and trying to get bodies towards the net, whether they get a stick on it or not. Obstructing Gandara's vision is going to be a critical part of the Eagles' offensive strategy through this period.
Another face-off coming up here to the left of Ajit Gandara. It's going to be Cal Arnott against Ryan Evenhouse. $7:03 gone by here in the second. Here's Francesco Del Elche, turns it over to Evenhouse. He'll send it down the length of the ice. Looking to bank it loose for Jag Fangura, but it's out of his reach. Another icing called against Surrey.
Again, another game where the whistles have been put away. No penalties called so far through almost half of this game 5, and it's helping the pace fly by even when you have all these stoppages from icings.
Ty Brassington off that face-off win, flips it down the length of the ice. Fangura looking to beat out the icing call. He will do so. He's down there with Ante Zlomazlik. Knocked loose at the half wall. Ryan Evenhouse is there. Back to the point. Brassington far side. Franku, he flubs his one-timer. Cal Arnott around for Simone Meyer. He'll chip and charge after that one. He's got Renfrew going to the front. There's the pass, but he never got it off the tape. Here's Meyer again, turning on the wall, loses it to Caden Cranston. Here comes Caden Cranston. He's all alone as Evenhouse and Fangura have gone to the bench for a line change. Now Schwartz and Evers have joined their man out. Centering pass comes back to the point. McNeil, D Oikel. Half wall, Aaron Schwartz. Here's Aaron Schwartz to the point for Oikel, and a good stick there from Simone Meyer to knock that back into neutral territory. Oikel again up for Ryden Evers, touched over to the far side, Aaron Schwartz. Back to his own blue line, Oikel. Near side, Cranston. Cranston trying to find Aaron Schwartz in flight there, but that pass hits a Vees skate. Cranston back into his own zone for Oikel. He'll gain the red line. Fires that puck in on goal, blockered away by Andrew Ness. Connor McPherson onto that loose puck. He'll find twin Ryan. Ryan McPherson's pass for Heisey is intercepted. Cranston dumps it back down low on the backhand. Larry Keenan into his own zone to collect. He's hit by Schwartz. Evers onto that loose puck. Back to the point. Oikel, a long shot tipped by Cranston over top of the goal. Now it's Aaron Schwartz. Back to the line. Sid McNeil's shot goes off a stick, up into the netting and out of play. Face-off will stay in the Penticton zone.
A little quick info here from Fraser Rogers and the Penticton Vees side of things. They've only scored first in 9 of their 20 playoff games. Make that 21 now through this stretch. And they've been outscored now 15-10 in first period, or 14-10 in first periods. It's not been a good start for them. Nolan Stevenson there. With the absence of Matthew Biotti, he's a big defender on that back end. You know, he's thinking about how the Vees' poor starts have really hurt them the last few games. He's going to have to try and lead the way if they want to get back into this one.
Here's Daniel Bookbinder down the right wing. Bookbinder gains the attacking zone. He's met there by Fazio. Takes it for a skate behind the goal. Bookbinder in the far corner. Throws it towards the cage, ends up behind the goal. Near side corner on Salmo Rego. Rego pinned up by Bonkowski. Tanner takes it away. Here's Liam Tanner met by James Fisher. Rego takes the puck. On Salmo Rego for Bookbinder. Thrown towards the goal, blocked in front of the net. I think that hit Cade Littler. Chance back the other way. Sam Elliott can't get there before Brock Reinhardt. Reinhardt circling in his own zone, feeds it ahead for Rego. Rego across the blue line. Here's on Salmo Rego. Holds, takes the wrist shot. Stick save made by Gandara. Charlie Durheim on that loose puck, clears it to the line, held in by Sirachi. Throws it towards the goal. It'll take a bounce over the stick of Bonkowski, but he's able to steer it wide. Charlie Durheim now, flipped out, finding Micah Berger just inside the blue line. It's forced back out. Connor Hellier up for Zach Stringer. He's got Bichette coming with him. He's going to be hit by Evan Brown. Hellier again. Back to the point, Lucas Sirachi. Sirachi walks, shoots, blocked on the way through. It trickles in, and Stringer couldn't get a shot off. Zach Stringer again at the half wall, up to the point, Delelche. Francesco Delelche walks his way down the left wing boards, cuts into the middle, doesn't take. Now he's below the goal line. Delelche, stick check by Wagner. Delelche works his way back up the wall. Trying to throw on the brakes and find Bichette. Intercepted by Wagner and cleared down the length of the ice. After it is Micah Berger, hits the skate of the referee. Hellier intercepts, but Brown takes it back. Evan Brown hit by Connor Hellier, loose for Francesco Delelche. Here's Delelche, falls down. Near side is Cal Arnott. Up to center, he'll find Simone Meyer, flips it high off the glass, down into the Surrey zone. Just past the halfway mark of the second period, 3-0 Surrey. Here come the Eagles out to center. Ryan Evenhouse. Going down the gut, Ante Zlomzik with the puck on the wall. Comes back to the point, Nathan Eichel dumps it behind the goal. Bieksa bounce off the corner door, but the Vees are able to corral that one. Simone Meyer again, sends that out to center ice. Here's Nathan Eichel. Eichel gains the attacking zone, finds Evenhouse. Evenhouse back in for Eichel, he couldn't get a shot off, and Ness will cover up that loose puck. 8:47 to go in the middle frame. It is 3-0 Surrey here in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals.
You want to see a trick?
Sure.
I can make anything you want appear on that TV.
Superheroes.
Superheroes.
Whoa. Cute animals.
Cute animals.
Wizards.
Wizards. Did you like my trick?
I saw the remote.
With you, keeping the whole family entertained. Search endless content with the magical Ignite TV voice remote. Rogers, with you all the way.
The second period of play is presented by Walkbox, a proud supporter of your Surrey Eagles.
Quick look at the BCHL out-of-town scoreboard presented by our good friends at Ocean Park Automotive. Find them at 3635 just off King George Boulevard in South Surrey. Book an appointment today at oceanparkauto.com. No other games in the BCHL tonight. The Alberta Cup Finals wrapped up. Brooks Bandits defeated the Sherwood Park Crusaders in 5 games with a 7-3 emphatic triumph on Wednesday night. So whoever wins the Fred Page Cup Finals will face the Brooks Bandits in the Rocky Mountain Challenge, which will come up right after this finals concludes. Also, if you're an NHL fan, the New York Rangers have tied up the series in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Florida Panthers. They won Game 2 tonight by a score of 2-1 in overtime. Barclay Goodrow, the OT hero there. That's your BCHL out-of-town scoreboard presented by Ocean Park Automotive.
False start on that face-off to the left of Andrew Ness. They'll try it again. 8:46 left in this second period. 3-0 Surrey here in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Final. VAR referee is going to call that one as well, so there's another false start on the face-off.
Going to add a little bit of time onto the clock. There's 1 second miss, so they're going to fix that and get back underway.
Face-off win for Surrey. Here's Nathan Eichel. Over for Cranston. That'll be knocked away by Stevenson. Stevenson up front, Salmo Rego. Rego onto the near side, James Fisher. Great pass. Here's Fisher down the right wing boards. Couldn't corral that puck. Now he's sent into the boards hard by Sid McNeil. Ryden Evers up for Aaron Schwartz. He couldn't contain that puck. Now it's Eichel again, just inside of his own blue line, trying to flip it out of the zone. Hits the linesman. Cade Littler dumping it down low for Penticton. Here's Nathan Eichel. Eichel up for Ryden Evers. Evers gaining the red, and now the blue line finds Caden Cranston. Cranston back down the wall for Evers. That's intercepted by Heisey, but it's held in by Cranston. Evers into the corner for Cranston. He's got Schwartz going to the front. Here's Caden Cranston up the wall. Goes to the far side. Bonkowski, a wrist shot blocker save by Andrew Ness. Connor McPherson. Back the other way comes Ryan. Ryan McPherson, and they're going to say that Heisey was a step offside, so we'll get the whistle.
7:52 to go in this second period. Eagles still lead 3-0. The great thing that we saw, especially in Game 4, which helped them shine greatly, as well as Game 1, was that even though they got a couple goals on the board, they didn't let up, kept their foot on the pedal, and used their forechecking ability to keep things pushing. And they've had that pace of play here again in period 2.
Long dump in by Bookbinder, glove down by Gandara. Rylan Bonkowski, his stretch pass will be knocked down. Bonkowski back onto that puck, swings it around to the half for Evan Brown. Cleared to the line, held in. Bookbinder dumps it behind the goal for Ryan McPherson. Centering pass for Heisey, sticked away by Wessels. Puck's pinned up on the far side wall. Heisey's after it, gets it loose. Max Heisey, a centering pass, save Gandara. Ryan McPherson was going to the front of the net there, had his stick down on the ice, but he got tied up on the play, I believe, by Rylan Bonkowski, so McPherson couldn't get a very good shot on goal.
Again, defensively, the Eagles know they have to bear down in a crucial Game 5 like this with getting sticks in the way and not allowing Vees players to get the shot off. Probably the best shift of the series so far for the McPherson twins and Max Heisey, who all three are still looking for their first point of the finals. But Ryan couldn't get enough on that one, and Jeter makes the stop to get the whistle.
Face off to Jeter's right, controlled by the Eagles. Behind the net is Carter Francu. Francu for Ty Brassington, up for Massimo Fazio. Fazio has it knocked off his stick. Brassington has it again. Loses it behind the goal. Wraparound attempt. It's loose in the slot. Taken away by Fazio. Held in by Sirachi. Here's Lucas Sirachi up to the point. Francesco Delelce. Near side corner. Hellier taking the shot. It's blocked by Francu. Thomas Pichette turning in the corner. Centering pass. Stringer has it knocked off his stick by Elliott. Back the line. Francesco Delelce. Delelce makes a move. Goes far. Sirachi's shot is blocked by Brassington. Delelce has the loose puck. He's hit by Brassington. Tanner will get it loose behind his own goal for Carter Francu. Francu, bank pass for Elliott. He's tripped. No call on the play. Delelce back to play. His pass will go off the stick of Liam Tanner. Elliott dumps it back into the zone.
Huge defensive shift there from Surrey. All 5 of those guys. Sacrifice, block shots. The buy-in is incredible.
Simone Meyer ahead for Cal Arnott. Arnott, a centering pass, goes off the skate of Renfrew and back into the corner. Back of the line, Stevenson, stick save, Gandara. Fangura able to dump that down the length of the ice, not enough for an icing, so Ness will leave the crease to stop it. Nolan Stevenson goes on to the far side. Simone Meyer behind the goal, Larry Keenan. 5:55 to go in the second, 3-0 Surrey. Cal Arnott in stride. Here he is down the right wing boards. Arnott throws it towards the goal, stick save Gandara. Larry Keenan at the half wall, trying to walk his way down. Finds Arnott in the corner, he'll bump it behind the goal, but Oikel is there for Surrey. Nathan Oikel back the other way, he'll turn away from the forechecker. Eagles looking to catch the Vees on a line change here. It's Ante Zlomazek down the left wing. Zlomazek converged on there by both Reinhardt and Littler. Littler takes that puck away. Littler blows a tire. Aaron Schwartz back onto it at center. He'll find Bonkowski at his own blue. D-to-D for Wessels. Here's Josh Wessels ahead for Aaron Schwartz. He'll go inside out on James Fisher. Here's Schwartz across the line. Holds. Wrist shot over top of the net. And it goes up into the netting and out of play, and we'll get the whistle with 5:13 to go in the second.
Shots are now 21-13 in favor of the Penticton Vees, so they've kept trying to chug along here, thinking if they can break through Gandara once, then that could open the floodgates in their favor. That being said, it hasn't worked yet tonight. 10 shots for Penticton through this middle period, only 5 for Surrey, but the Eagles have the only goal of this middle frame, courtesy of Ryan Ebenhouse.
Face-off win for Ryden Evers. Here's Josh Wessels, back to the point, Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz gets away from Cade Littler. Here he comes down the left wing. Schwartz turning in the corner. Out for Evers, his shot will be flubbed as he got it off the heel of the stick. Down for the point is Bonkowski, behind the goal, onto the near side, Aaron Schwartz. Schwartz, a sharp angle shot, goes off the skate of Brock Reinhardt. And the whistle goes.
Wonder if they're saying the puck went up and hit the flag, one of the banners up in the roof, and that's why they had to blow the play dead. I didn't think the puck got up that high, but it definitely ricocheted hard off the ankle of Reinhardt there. Brock Reinhardt getting back to the bench. He's feeling that one for Penticton. Anyway, this will be a face-off in Penticton zone to the left of Andrew Ness.
Another face-off to Ness's left. It'll be won by the Vees. Keenan turns it over to Wagner. Wagner for Evan Brown at the dot. His shot goes wide. Carter Franco on the near. Dumps it down low. Wagner nearly bumped it in front for Evan Brown. Now the puck's held in by Brassington, carried out by Stringer. He goes near side, Thomas Pichette. Pichette into the attacking zone, throws it on goal, sticked away by Gandara. Connor Hellier on the far side, takes it for a skate behind the goal. He'll try to blow up Brassington. Hellier still has that puck, back at the line. Nolan Stevenson fakes the shot. Back down for Hellier. His shot goes off a stick, up into the netting and out of play, and we'll get another whistle with 4:21 to go in this second period.
There you see Ajit Gandara assisted on the Eagles' third goal with a huge save that caused the puck to bounce out right to the stick of Ante Zlamazlik, who made the long stretch feed to Evenhouse for the goal. So Gandara, I believe that's his first assist of the playoffs. So not only is he keeping the puck out of the net, but he's helping contribute to getting the puck in the other team's net.
I know Jaden Sharma has registered an assist in these playoffs, as Sharma is quite known for the quick up.
Yeah, Ajit not necessarily known for his puck handling or long stretch passes.
A long shot from Stevenson will be swallowed up by Gandara, and he'll take another whistle.
But he gets the apple tonight.
Big, heavy shot there from Nolan Stevenson, 6'2", 160 pounds out of Saskatchewan. Those big farm boys, they know how to hammer a puck.
Was talking to his grandfather before game 2. He came all the way from Saskatchewan to watch his grandson play in the finals.
Always love to see the game of hockey make this country and world of ours a little bit smaller. Larry Keenan pinned up on the far side wall by Ante Zlamazlik. Heisey and Tanner are in there as well for their respective clubs. Shots are 23-13 in favor of Penticton, but they're down 3-0 here in game number 5 as the puck goes up into the netting and out of play.
Only 13 shots on goal so far for Surrey. That is an aspect of their game that Cam Keith would probably like to improve on a bit, get more to Andrew Ness, because when they do pressure Ness, they seem to break through. Then again, that's being a bit nitpicky here when you got 3 on the board and you're holding the other team to little offense.
Here's Lucas Sirachi in his own zone after that Penticton face-off win. Billy Renfrew up to center down the left wing. Chips it in past Bonkowski. Cal Arnott. For Simone Meyer, his shot is blocked by Ryden Evers. Knocked loose onto the near side, Bonkowski. Here's Ryland Bonkowski chipping it out to center ice. Francesco Delelche back to play it for Penticton. Delelche turning it away from Aaron Schwartz. Cranston holds it in the zone, but in an attempt to throw it into the slot, goes right to Lucas Sirachi for Penticton. He'll gain the red line, flips that in on goal, glove down by Gandara, and he'll take another whistle with 3:15 left in the middle frame. Folks, stick around during our second intermission as Lucas will be back for another edition of Eagles Central at the intermission with Tommaso Frontedu and Zach Clark. With Tommaso Frontedu and Sportsnet 650's Zach Clark.
Congrats to Zach on the new gig, and what an addition he's been to our Eagles crew over the playoffs. We've added a few more people. The extended coverage has helped really tell the story of this magical playoff run Surrey's on.
A really good waiver wire pickup here. Here's Zach Wagner into the attacking zone, trying to cut wide around Keenan. A centering pass will be knocked away by Penticton. Berger back onto that loose puck behind the goal for Wagner. Here's Zach Wagner out on the near side, looking for a centering pass, goes off the outside of the goal. Keenan has that loose puck. Here's Larry Keenan, ahead for Anselmo Rego. Rego gains the attacking zone, trying to hook it back to the far side for James Fisher, but that will be offside against the Vees.
Things just not going the Vees' way here in this one either. A lot of offsides and icings and missed passes where they just can't seem to get it through. Like I said, I don't know if it's the Olympic-sized ice that they just really have a difficulty adjusting to, or if it's the snow on the ice slowing the puck down on them. But they're such a fast team and they play such a fast style that when they're not allowed to play that way, they just really seem to struggle to adjust.
Neutral zone faceoff won by Connor Hellier. Nolan Stevenson in on the near side. He'll chip it down low. McNeil back to play it for the Eagles. Sid McNeil. He's hit there by Thomas Pichette. Pichette trying to kick that puck loose. Tanner's in there as well for Surrey. Works it up to the half wall. Ante Zlomazek can't clear the zone. Stevenson on the backhand finds Stringer in the slot. He can't get the shot off. Now they do, and a great save made by Ajit Gandara as he'll turn aside Sirachi's bid. Zach Stringer on the far side, back to the point. Sirachi, his shot will be deflected wide. Connor Hellier setting up in Gretzky's office. Out for Stevenson, letting it go, and a great save made by Ajit Gandara. Sirachi can't hold the puck in the zone. Hellier will have to retreat out to the red line, and the Vees re-rack. Stevenson, his pass goes off a stick. Fangura got a stick in on his man, no call on the play. Pichette wanted one. Nathan Oikle behind his own goal. He'll dish it into the corner for McNeil. Sid McNeil for Ante Zlomazek. Zlomazek gains the red line, dumps down low, goes for a change. Schwartz, Evers, and Cranston will step onto the ice for Surrey. Minute 43 to go in the second. Bookbinder blows a tire. Now it's Brock Reinhardt for Cal Arnott. In for Simone Meyer. He'll dump in from center. Gandara leaves the crease. He'll one-hand that to the far side. Billy Renfrew's there first, but he's poke-checked by Brassington. Renfrew gets it back, throws it into the corner, Arnott. Brassington angles his man off that puck. Bookbinder can't hold it in at the line, and that puck goes into the Penticton bench. You saw Coach Fred Harbinson had to duck out of the way of that.
Actually just went over the bench and into the front two rows of the stands there, so a free souvenir for a fan. A lot of free souvenirs for fans. As you can see, the crowd littered with neon Believe signs. For those of you that don't know, the Eagles have had a Believe sign above their locker room, home and on the road, throughout these playoffs in a tribute to the TV show Ted Lasso, which if you haven't watched is a phenomenal show.
I was really hoping that the sign would be a Breaking Bad reference for this year's playoffs. I would have got that.
Not everything is about your interests. We already litter enough wrestling and Billy Joel references through these games to get your fix.
He is on stage at T-Mobile
right
Park
now?
in Seattle,
yeah,
yes.
We need an out-of-town scoreboard on the Joel concert.
I wanted to know what he's opened with.
Okay, we'll find out, I guess, during the intermission.
Because, like, my brain says it would be Angry Young Man, because that's what he used to open with. That was our pregame package tonight, was Angry Young Man.
That's great work on that pregame pack, by the way.
Spent a morning on it. Ty Brassington off the Surrey face-off win, swings it around to the near side, half wall, Micah Berger. He'll battle there with Reinhardt. Knocks it outside of the zone. Simone Meyer blows a tire, but he's able to knock it loose for Reinhardt. Reinhardt works it back into his own zone. Drops it there for Bookbinder. Here comes Daniel Bookbinder, turns it over to Micah Berger. Here's Micah Berger in on the left wing. Trying to go around Reinhardt, but Reinhardt steps up on him. Brown will knock it back loose. Bookbinder's after it. Works it into the corner, Reinhardt. Reinhardt onto the far, Simone Meyer. Meyer gains the blue line on the left wing, turns to the ring at line. Now Evan Brown's on him. Knocked loose, Zachary Wagner flips it over to the open wing. Larry Keenan into his own zone to collect. Cranston's after him. Keenan up the wall for Connor McPherson. He'll touch it ahead for Ryan McPherson. Now it's Max Heisey. Heisey along the wall. Down low, Ryan McPherson centering pass for Connor. That'll bounce over his stick. Keenan chops it back down low. Vees will tag up. 19 seconds left in the second period. Nathan Oikle fakes the drop for Schwartz. He'll hold on to that puck, and it looks like the Eagles are going to be content to just eat off the final 10 seconds of the second period.
As they should.
Nathan Oikle off a ride, and Evers chance for one more rush here. Evers in for Cranston. That'll be knocked aside, and that will do it for period number 2 here at the South Surrey Arena, as Ryan Evenhouse will add his 9th goal of the playoffs to extend the Surrey lead to 3-0.
And the fans here at South Surrey Arena just have a lot to cheer about. A great thing about this second period, the Eagles added to their lead, kept pushing, and didn't let up, so they get up 3-0 now. And then, arguably what's more important is they don't allow a goal. They don't give the Vees any sort of moment or momentum to build off of. And that's huge for the mentality heading into the third. Because if the Penticton Vees, cut this lead down and are only down by 2 goals, They know they can come back from that, as we've seen on a few occasions through the playoffs. They are the comeback kings in the third. That's when they shine the best. They almost made the comeback in Game 4, don't forget, even though the Eagles were up 3-0. So Surrey's got to be careful here through the final 20 if they want to close this out. Bear down in their own zone, continue sacrificing the body. That buy-in, the buy-in that you see from every single person in this Eagles lineup has paid off in spades. Penticton could easily have 30-plus shots so far through 40 minutes if it weren't for some of the blocked shots and the stick checks and the sacrifices that these Eagles have made in their own zone.
And before we step aside for our second intermission, I do want to touch on that amazing save made by Ajit Gandara in the second half of that first period of play as he absolutely robs Callum Arnott, one of the best saves we've seen.
We'll see replays of that through the rest of this broadcast for sure.
Well, you know, we got a chance of seeing that one on SportsCenter tonight. What an unbelievable save made by Jeter. Somebody get Donnie and Dolly on the blower, because that should be on every highlight pack tomorrow morning. Folks, we are going to step aside for a brief moment. When we return, we'll have the Eagles Central panel here with you to break down the second period of play. Your score after 40 minutes, the visiting Penticton Vees, no score. Your Surrey Eagles 3. This is Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber. You can check them out on 176th Street in Cloverdale or at their new location on 88th Avenue in Walnut Grove. You can also visit them online at harryandsons.ca to book your appointment now. That's harryandsons.ca to book your appointment now. Harry & Sons Barber, the official barbershop of your Surrey Eagles.
No, I won't back down.
And the Eagles have won the Fred Page Cup!
It will take you there, wherever there is. And you'll roam further, climb higher, and grip tighter than you've ever imagined. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2, built to take you where the trail ends, so you can go beyond.
Savers know that an untouched napkin doesn't need to go to waste. And that the same rule applies to chicken fingers. Savers also know they can find low prices every day for quick and easy meals at Save On Foods. We also sell stain remover. Save on, Savers.
Want to know how these classic beauties are still running? It's simple. Maintenance. Call the guys at Budget Auto Centers for fluid checks, brake service, oil changes, tire service, and diagnostics. Keep your car reliable and safe.
Budget Auto Center.
You want to see a trick?
Sure.
I can make anything you want appear on that TV.
Superheroes.
Superheroes.
Whoa. Cute animals.
Cute animals.
Wizards.
Wizards. Did you like my trick?
I saw the remote.
with you, keeping the whole family entertained. Search endless content with the magical Ignite TV voice remote. Rogers, with you all the way.
Nice and safe. Just how we like it.
Smart move, boss. I'll keep him quiet. Nothing's gonna distract you.
Come on, people, ready to move? Car stopped? Walk with me.
Shoulder check's good. No rolling stops. We did it!
Safety takes everyone.
No, I won't back down.
Want to know how these classic beauties are still running? It's simple. Maintenance. Call the guys at Budget Auto Centers for fluid checks, brake service, oil changes, tire service, and diagnostics. Keep your car reliable and safe.
Budget Auto Center.
Savers know that if you save the little things, you can use them to wash other little things. Savers also know they can find low prices for everyday life at Save On Foods. You're next. Save on, savers.
It will take you there, wherever there is. And you'll roam further, climb higher, and grip tighter than you've ever imagined. The Chevrolet Silverado ZR2, built to take you where the trail ends, so you can go beyond.
Adam Campolini in overtime, and the Eagles have won the Fred Page Cup.
Savers know that an untouched napkin doesn't need to go to waste. And that the same rule applies to chicken fingers. Savers also know they can find low prices every day for quick and easy meals at Save On Foods. We also sell stain remover. Save on, savers.
No, I won't back down.
Welcome.
goaltender of Gandara's quality, but the ability to read, you look at how low he gets in his crease sometimes, to be able to navigate through traffic. I'm so constantly impressed. And the volume of shot blocks by his defense helps too, but what a period by the goaltender.
Definitely the defensive efforts have been phenomenal, but Gandara faced 14 shots in that second period. The Eagles only put up 5 shots.
Yep.
They were outshot and out-pressured for the most part, but Gandara held the fort down and made some phenomenal stops. Ever since he's pretty much taken over the crease in the start of this series, you know, him and Jaden Sharma were rotating back and forth through the first 3 rounds, and Cam Keith had an embarrassment of riches with that when you have 2 top goaltenders at the top of their game and you're able to switch them in and out. But since Gandara has taken back that crease to make it his own, he has been one of the major stories for the Surrey Eagles through this finals. You mentioned how the Eagles have been playing so solid defensively, and just overall, how impressed are you with that team effort, Tommaso Fronteni?
Yeah, you know, it all starts with players really giving it their all. You know, we talked earlier before this game is how much is which team going to give? You know, which team wants it more for this game? Because it's a big game 5. You get the series lead and you have a chance to eliminate the team the next game over in Penticton. So that being it for the Eagles right now, up 3-0 off a goal from Ryan Evenhouse, which we saw was a full team effort, a good breakout, which Gandara got the assist for on that play.
Yeah, he made the save and it goes back the other way. Credit to the goaltender.
And that's exactly what Zach was talking about with that breakout. And just Evenhouse pumping the legs out there, gets it right in front for his own rebound. But it's all part of the motion, how Cam Keith has his team structured, being able to go from one side of the ice to the other really quickly. And we saw all players on this team really giving it their all. So it's a really big team effort right now.
What does Surrey have to do to hold out these last 20 minutes? You know the Vees are going to push back. This is a critical game 5, Zach. What does Surrey need to do here to hold things?
Defensive zone first and focus on the little things. I'll be honest, I thought last period Surrey was pretty well outplayed by the Vees. I mean, their one goal was a very unfortunate bounce for Penticton, and they only had 5 shots, as you rightfully pointed out. I think that Surrey, however, despite being outshot, did a really good job at limiting the quality of chances against Gandara. Sure, they fired a lot of shots, but think about how many of those were from the perimeter and also how many more were blocked by the defense. So I think that they just have to focus on their own end, try to break out. You made an excellent point earlier. They had a lot of icings in that second period, and that's something that they have to cut back on here for the third period. Enough offensive zone draws, and Penticton will take advantage of it.
A lot of whistles really breaks up the flow, and it seems like that's been working against the Vees in a lot of scenarios. Defense, amazing through that second period despite being outshot, but also Gandara made some phenomenal saves like you guys pointed out. Goalie coach for the Eagles, Harry Frediman, called Jeter a ball hockey goalie in a sense, just because of how athletic he can be, and sometimes he looks like he's out of position when he's not, and I think that's a perfect summary of how Jeter's played. He looks like a ball hockey goalie there, leaning one way, snagging the ball the other way, or the puck, but he's been huge, and this team's been huge. Quickly, 30-second Jeets, player of the period, Tommaso, you got one?
For me, it's going to be Ryan Evenhouse. His great play continues in the playoffs. He's one of the more underrated players on this team, but you know, his speed is something that defines him as a player, and we saw him working up that board all the way to the net, getting that goal for Surrey, going up 3-0, and at the time it was 3 goals on 10 shots. You wonder when Will Ingeman might be in the net, but yeah, great play from him.
Player of the period, Zach?
Got to go with Gandara. Picked up his first assist of the postseason, which is, as everyone knows, most important stat for a goalie.
That's right. Zach Clark, Tommaso Fronteni, thank you for this edition of Eagle Central. Third period action comes up in just a minute in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals.
Welcome back inside South Surrey Arena as we get set for our third period of play. It's Joey Pitt and Lucas Celli here with you in the Brendan Batchelor broadcast booth. Let's take a look at tonight's scoring summary through the first 40 minutes.
Only one goal to talk about, and it was from Ryan Evenhouse. 4:29 into the second period. Went off a Vees defender escape, but he'll take it however he can. What a great playoffs he's had, assisted by Ante Zlomazlik with the stretch feed. And again, Ajik Kandara not only keeping pucks out, but helping put pucks in the other net. Getting the secondary assist on that goal. No penalties called through this game so far. That is your second period summary.
Goals in the first period, Evan Brown 6th and Ryden Evers 2nd. So it's 3-0 Surrey here going into the third period of play. Game 5, the best of 7 is tied at 2 games apiece. Crowd beginning to come back to life here at the Eagles Nest. Shots are 26-13 in favor of Penticton as they've doubled up the Eagles on the shot clock, but Ajik Kandara has been sensational through the first 40 minutes. There you see Vees coach Fred Harbinson. You know he's expecting a big third period out of his club. As you know, he does not want to go back home to the South Okanagan Event Center down 3-2 in the series. Vees have a chance to face elimination in the Fred Page Cup final for the first time since 2013 when they were forced to elimination by the Surrey Eagles. As that puck will go out of play 12 seconds into the third period. Eagles won Game 5 here at the South Surrey Arena. It was an overtime victory that would give them a 3-2 series lead. And we all know what happened in game number 6 at the South Okanagan Event Center.
And that iconic team is talked about so much in Surrey Eagles lore. Head coach Cam Keith and the rest of his staff, as well as the players, know that they can etch themselves in history just the same way if they continue how they're playing.
They'll reset the net behind Ajik Kandara and line up here. 12 seconds gone by here in the third, 3-0 Surrey. Cade Littler up here against Zachary Wagner in the dot. Wagner wins that draw. Here's Ty Brassington on the near side wall, works it out into the middle, goes onto the tape of Micah Berger. Berger ahead for Wagner. Here's Wagner into the attacking zone, drops it for Evan Brown. Brown dumping it down low. Wagner lets it go behind the goal for Berger. Here's Micah Berger. Berger at the half wall. He's met there by a V. Cade Littler forces that puck out of the zone. Brassington at his own blue, goes D-to-D for Franku. Carter Franku back for Ty Brassington. Brassington trying to catch the V's on a line change. Brassington gains the zone. Let's go. The shot just missed on the glove side. There's Reinhardt on the far side for Penticton. Feeds it up for Anselmo Rego at center. That's Reinhardt again at the ringette line of his own zone. Inside the far circle, he'll go to D-to-D onto the near side. Daniel Bookbinder up to center, hits the skate of Connor Hellier. Here's Ryden Evers across the line, but he'll get triple teamed by the Vees as he gained the attacking zone. Bookbinder for Hellier. Loses it to Cranston, but Cranston's dump in will be played aside by Reinhardt. Back the other way comes Thomas Pichette. Chips it in past Oikel, works it down low. Here's Pichette up the near side wall, poke check by Aaron Schwartz. Now it's Zach Stringer trying to get it up to the point for Larry Keenan. It's chipped out. Chance here for Cranston, but he's stick checked by Nolan Stevenson. Cranston still on that puck along the near side wall, dumps it down low for Evers. Evers battling there, knocks it loose for Cranston. Cranston around behind the goal. Caden Cranston works his way to the top of the circle. Now the point, near side Bonkowski. Rylan Bonkowski into the corner. Drops it back, Aaron Schwartz. He'll draw a couple defenders to him. Here's Schwartz on the backhand. To the point, Cranston. D-to-D Wessels. Over for Bonkowski. Rylan Bonkowski centering pass for Schwartz goes through the open goal mouth. Cranston holds the line. Caden Cranston flipping it down low. Stevenson will play that one with the skate, and he'll carry it out of the zone. Stevenson gains the attacking end. He got a stick up on Cranston, no call. Josh Wessels behind his own net. Simone Meyer, the lone Penticton forechecker. Far side, Rylan Bonkowski. Bonkowski up for Fangura. He'll tip that puck in from the red line. Sirachi back to play. He'll be hit by Evenhouse. Ryan Evenhouse. For Ante Zlomazlik, he's stick checked. Now it's Simone Meyer. Meyer flips it out to center. Evenhouse will take that one away. Evenhouse taken down by Delelche. No call on the play there. Crowd's not too happy about that one. Lucas Sirachi Into the middle, trying to find Cal Arnott. He's after it against Carter Francu. Arnott throws a shoulder into Francu. It's loose on the half wall for Zlomazlik. He overskates the puck. Loose in the skates. Evenhouse is there. Lifts it to the line. Held in by Delelche. He winds up. Slap shot. Blocker save Gandara. Evenhouse has the loose puck. Cleared it to the line. Held in by Sirachi. Lucas Sirachi. Delayed penalty coming up against Surrey here. Renfrew holding the zone. Onto the far side. Delelche. Delelche fakes the shot. Spins away from Zlomazlik. Back to the point. Lucas Sirachi fakes. Doesn't shoot. Goes far. Connor McPherson. Over for Delelche, it's tipped wide. Sirachi on the near. Here's Lucas Sirachi down low, intercepted by Brassington, and now we'll get the call. And it's going to be Ryan Evenhouse.
Evenhouse not really known for taking penalties. Only 2 so far in the playoffs, but he takes a minor penalty tonight, a hook. So the first power play of this game goes to the Penticton Vees, who have struggled on the power play throughout the playoffs. That being said, in Game 4 they went 1 for 2, and in Game 3 they also went 1 for 2, so the Eagles know they can't get into penalty trouble against the Vees team with their backs against the wall like this.
Face-off win for Billy Renfrew, but he won it a little bit too well as it goes all the way down in on goal. Ness will play that one aside for Delelche. Here's Francesco Delelche up to the red line. He'll drop it back. Pichette for Arnott. They gain the attacking zone. That pass will hit a skate, comes out to center ice. Delelche back to control. Francesco Delelche gains the red line. Hooks it back. Pichette for Renfrew. Back down low, Pichette. Knocks it out for Arnott. Poked away by Evers. Near side, Francesco Delelche. Delelche, he'll walk the line. Goes onto the far side, Arnott. Fisher's at the top of the near circle. They'll give him the puck now. Fisher for Delelche, letting it go. Save Gandara. The rebound will be stopped by Gandara as well. James Fisher up top, Delelche. Loses the handle on it. Here's Ryan Evers ahead for Aaron Schwartz. It's a little bit too much on that one, but Schwartz will catch up to it in the corner.
You gotta think if it was later in the period, that puck may have slowed down a bit more, but since the ice was so smooth, it just kept going away for Schwartz.
And Schwartz gets taken down by Francesco Delelche, but they're gonna take both of them. Schwartz cannot believe it. And we saw this in games 1 and 2. It was twice with Caden Cranston where Cranston got hooked, and they took both of them.
I think it was game... Also in Penticton as well, there was a dual minor call on a similar play, so referee felt Schwartz went down a bit easy. Delelche was in there, both battling for the puck. Great work by Aaron Schwartz to continue pressuring the puck, even though it went a bit far out of his reach as he tried to dump it. Here he is rounding the net here. Heads into the corner. Delelche just hits him hard to the boards, and then he continues battling with him. You see his left arm grab Aaron Schwartz's right arm. So that's a holding call for Delelche, but they're also going to take Schwartz for unsportsmanlike.
Here's Larry Keenan up to the red line, and now the blue. He's stick checked by Brassington. Puck is poked out of the zone by Cranston. Ryan McPherson into his own zone. Now it's Larry Keenan. Keenan will drop that puck back. Ryan McPherson, near side Connor Hellier. Back into the corner for Ryan, intercepted by Brassington. Loose for Liam Tanner. Here's Tanner firing it high off the glass down the length of the ice. 12 seconds left in the minor penalty to Ryan Evenhouse for the hook. Larry Keenan up to the red line. He's going to try and skate this himself. Drops it back for Hellier inside the blue. Connor Hellier to the point. Lucas Sirachi, a long wrist shot, tipped wide. Evenhouse is back onto the ice. Teams are 5-on-5. Penticton's 0 for 1. Here's Larry Keenan, top of the left, taking the shot, goes wide. Rebound in front. What a save by Gandara as he knocks that one wide. Connor Hellier for Connor McPherson. Loses that one to Evan Brown. Good stick lift. Nathan Oikel bumps it behind the net for Sid McNeil. Eagles after a good penalty killer back the other way. Here they come across the line 3-on-3. Wagner dumping it behind the goal for Micah Berger. He's sent into the boards by Srirachi. Renfrew has the loose puck. Lifts it out to center ice. Simone Meyer. In for Cal Arnott. He couldn't settle it down. It was a collision behind the play. Crowd wanted something called.
Well, Micah Berger and Lucas Srirachi were getting into it.
Bookbinder, he'll have to turn around and go after it into his own zone. He's back there before Evan Brown can steal it away on the forecheck. Up the near side wall comes Billy Renfrew. Renfrew across the line, drops through Simone Meyer. Meyer, centering pass, nobody home. Fresh off the bench is Ryan Evenhouse. Evenhouse getting in past Reinhardt. Reinhardt gives him a run into the boards. Renfrew loses it to Zlomazlik. Zlomazlik into the corner for Ryan Evenhouse. Evenhouse battling there with Simone Meyer. Zlomazlik centering pass for Franku. It's off a stick. Now there's a chance in front of the net. They bounce it, but it goes wide. Eagles hold that puck in. Bookbinder behind his own goal. Flips it to the near side. Simone Meyer couldn't settle it down. Zlomazlik dumps it back down low.
So many times these...
Ness turns it over. Nearly found, or Evenhouse nearly finds Fangura, but it'll be intercepted. Now it's Brassington. D for Franku. Carter Franku with the half wall, trying to go behind the net for Zlomazlik. It's intercepted by Reinhardt. Reinhardt clears it to the line, held in by Franku. His shot is blocked. Ty Brassington on the near side. Great sustained offensive zone pressure here for Surrey. Puck will go up into the air and just comes outside of the zone.
What a long, fantastic shift here from Ryan Evenhouse, Ante Zlomazlik, and Jag Fangura. They're still out here.
Puck is pinned up between the benches right now.
Burn that clock, baby.
David Stevens getting a good shot there. You can see him whip out the camera.
Close-up portraits.
Well, we have a minute. Let's thank David Stevens, our photographer on call tonight here. It's not very often we get to have a professional photographer come out here. No knock on Tav Morrison. But when I talk about that, I mean an NHL photographer, the likes of David Stevens. Always great to have him down here at the South Surrey Arena. If you'll remember, he was out here for our teddy bear toss night back in December. Had some great shots. Remember Aaron Schwartz scoring the teddy bear toss goal less than 5 minutes into the opening frame on that one. So the Eagles fans did not have to wait long on that holiday weekend area day. Hard check thrown behind the goal on McNeil by Anselmo Rego. Here's Liam Tanner back the other way for Surrey. Goes up for Sam Elliott. That's knocked away from him. Rego throws the body on Elliott as well. It's knocked loose for Cade Littler. He'll dump that puck in on. Oikel onto the near side. Sid McNeil. Up for Massimo Fazio. Fazio high off the wall. Nolan Stevenson into his own zone to control it. Lots of stuff behind the play right now.
Yeah, frustration really starting to boil over for Penticton here.
Stevenson up for James Fisher. Fisher's offside, he can't gain the zone. Then Littler just hit his own man there as he sent Thomas Pachette to the ice. Wessels leaves that one behind for Aaron Schwartz. Here comes Schwartz up for Evers. Evers dumps it back down the wall. Larry Keenan into his own zone to collect. He's met there by Schwartz. Cranston knocks it loose. Connor McPherson's there. Feeds that puck ahead. Near side is Francesco DeLauce. Couldn't settle it down. Bonkowski back into the attacking end. Dumps behind the goal. Ness couldn't settle it down cleanly, but he's bailed out by his defender, Larry Keenan. Bonkowski at the red line, trying to chip that forward. Stringer kicks it ahead. Here's Connor McPherson. Connor shoots over top of the net. Loose puck, Caden Cranston up the left wing boards. Cranston, he's hooked on the play. And now as Ryan McPherson gets a touch on it, we will get the call. I think Penticton might have got called for too many men on the ice.
And Fred Harbison absolutely giving it. But chances are, if it's a too many men call, then it's probably clear as day. There didn't catch it myself, but there must have been 6 blue jerseys on the ice at once when they had possession. Referees and the linesmen going to discuss things. It looks like the young winger Max Heisey will serve the penalty. And the Eagles now with their first White Rock Beach Beer power play of the game They didn't get a power play in game 4 at all, but it didn't matter. All their 3 goals came at 5-on-5. But in game 3, sorry, that was game 4. In game 3, they had 4 power play opportunities, didn't get a single goal, and that was the big story regarding why they lost that 3rd game. So power play has an opportunity for some redemption here, and they've got a home crowd behind them to help.
Eagles were unable to score a power play goal, but they did score a goal 6-on-5, as Micah Berger's lone goal was the only one on the board for Surrey in game number 3. White Rock Beach Beer power play going to work for the first time in this hockey game for Surrey. Wagner wins the draw. Here's Nathan Eichel. Half wall Wagner. Wagner down low for Berger, back for Wagner. Here's Zach Wagner to the point. Eichel, one-timer save made. Rebounds there for Bonkowski. Scores! He's big bonk tonight. Rylan Bonkowski, 14 seconds into the power play, and it is 4-0 Eagles.
And that's some great mojo to gain heading into game 6 after losing the battle in all 4 power plays of game 3. They didn't get a chance in game 4, but tonight, first opportunity, and it's in the back of the net. Some great puck movement. As soon as they won the draw, the Eagles didn't lose possession, and they kept pressing. Bonkowski gets the loose puck off a blocked shot from the Vees defender, and it bounces over the shoulder and into the net over Andrew Ness. It's 4-zip.
Carter Francu around to the near side, half wall, Jagjeevan Fangura. Now it's Ryan Evenhouse. He's hit hard by Max Heisey. Nolan Stevenson back in his own zone. He'll go to the far side. McPherson loses the handle on it. Evenhouse is tripped, and the Eagles are going right back to the White Rock Beach Beer power play.
Just like that.
Fangura has to be careful. He's getting into it with Renfrew down there.
Things are going from bad to worse for Penticton, and the Eagles can't stoop to that level. Maintain a calm and collected demeanor. Let the Vees spin and spiral. Don't stoop down.
The Eagles are now up 4-0 after that power play marker from Rylan Bonkowski, as they are up big here in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Final. This is Eagles Playoff Hockey live on BCHL TV and Mixler, presented by Harry & Sons Barber, the official barber shop of your Surrey Eagles.
Nice and safe. Just how we like it.
Smart move, boss. I'll keep him quiet. Nothing's gonna distract you.
Come on, people, ready to move? Car stopped? Walk with me.
Shoulder check's good. No rolling stops. We did it!
Safety takes everyone.
The third period of play is brought to you by Holloway Painting, the official paint provider of your Surrey Eagles.
No other games on the BCHL out-of-town scoreboard. Only one you gotta watch tonight is Game 5 right here at the Nest. But still want to shout out our good friends at Ocean Park Automotive. Check them out at 3635 just off King George Boulevard in South Surrey. Book an appointment today at oceanparkauto.com.
Second trip to the White Rock Beach Beer power play in this one for Surrey. They're 1 for 1, and it only took them 14 seconds for Rylan Bonkowski to find the back of the net. Eagles will send that second unit right back out there. Here's Zach Wagner to take the draw, but that will be won by Pichette. Here's Gandara in the far corner. Stringer's coming in on the forecheck. Gandara works it up for Bonkowski.
That was a bit close.
Stringer and Gandara playing chicken there. Gandara won. Here's Nathan Eichel out of his own zone. Eichel gains the blue line, dumps down low. That'll ride the dasher to the far side. Bonkowski is there, goes up into the air, clubbed down by Stringer. Another point for Evan Brown. Down low is Micah Berger, swings it around to the near side wall. It's Zachary Wagner.
Another point for Nathan Eichel as well.
Eichel at the point. Far side, Bonkowski, a one-timer, it's blocked. And Pichette has the chance to fire it down the length of the ice, and he will do so. Couple looks there for the second unit, but they can't capitalize like they did the first time.
Nathan Oikel now up to 2 points in this game and up to 17 in 22 games in these playoffs. I'll tell you what, if there was a defenseman in the playoffs, not just a playoff MVP, you got to think Nathan Oikel would be up there. Not only does he dominate offensively, but defensively, he's out there. Sometimes the most ice time of any D-man on this Eagles roster, and he's been extremely durable through the regular season and playoffs. So what a game so far for number 9 in white.
Face-off coming up here to the right of Ajit Gandara after the Eagles ice the puck. Evers did his best to try to win the race to beat out the icing goal, but to no avail. Daniel Bookbinder can't hold the zone. After it is the speedster, Sid McNeil. Bookbinder, good job to use his body position to keep that puck away from number 27, but then Bookbinder will unintentionally fire it into his own bench. So we'll get a face-off coming up in the Penticton zone.
52 seconds left on this second White Rock Beach Beer power play for Surrey. Haven't really been able to set up for much time at all on this second opportunity. Look to do that here off a big face-off.
Hellier up here against Ryden Evers. 52 seconds left in the man advantage. Vees win another face-off in their own zone. Matthew Biotti after it. Stripped by Caden Cranston. Cranston blows a tire. Sid McNeil up to the far point. Aaron Schwartz into the middle for Evers. Near side, Brassington. Brassington at the porch. Finds Evers top of the right circle. Down for McNeil in the corner. Sid McNeil for Ty Brassington. A fan on his pass. Connor Hellier a chance back the other way, but he'll just dump it in from the red line and go for a change. Heisey will follow suit. Chance for one more rush here on the power play for Surrey. Brassington for Schwartz. Here's Aaron Schwartz up the gut. Goes near side McNeil. Sid McNeil throws on the brakes. Back to the point. Brassington far side. Schwartz doesn't take. Aaron Schwartz fakes the shot. Trying to go up top. Brassington. It's intercepted. Back the other way come the Vees. Renfrew trying to go in for Cal Arnott. He'll get crunched by both Brassington and Schwartz. That will do it for the power play. Eagles are 1 for 2 as Ryan McPherson steps back onto the ice. 28-16 are the shots in favor of Penticton, but they have not cracked the nut known as Ajit Gandara here tonight. Brassington on the far side feeds it in for Liam Tanner. He'll tip that puck forward. Ness out of his goal, gives away to Fazio, taking the shot off a stick and wide. Now it's Charlie Durheim letting it go, tipped on the way through, but it's blocked. Billy Renfrew up for Simone Meyer. Meyer's going to beat out the icing call. Battling with Carter Francu. Meyer gets it loose. Simone Meyer taken down by Francu. Meyer's got his hand on the puck, no call on the play. Littler, lots of cross checks on Sam Elliott. Rego in there as well, and the play is finally blown dead.
Yeah, Sam Elliott ping-ponging between Littler and Rego, eating cross checks there, but Carter Francu was right on top of Simone Meyer. And a whistle finally blown after a good 15-20 seconds. But hey, for Surrey, it's not a bad thing. Continue to burn down that clock. You're up by 4. You're comfortable as of right now. That being said, the Vees will always push late. You can expect that. So any extra second you can burn off the clock to give them less room to make something happen is a blessing.
Another face-off here to the left of Ajit Gandara. Liam Tanner and Cade Littler. Face-off win for Tanner. Here's Carter Franco, loses that puck in his skates. Down low is Anselmo Rego. Here's Rego at the half wall. Works his way up top, drops it for Francesco Del Elche. Behind the net is Littler. Far side, Sirachi at the point. Sirachi for Rego. Anselmo Rego walks into the corner, spins away from Tanner. Back of the line, Sirachi. Over for Rego. Trying to go to the near side for Del Elche off the skate of Sam Elliott and out to center ice. Del Elche for Anselmo Rego, stripped by Charlie Durheim. Fisher for Del Elche onto the far side, Sirachi. He's poke checked. Ante Zlomazlik in, but he's met by 3 V's. Following up is Liam Tanner, throws it to the backhand, dumps it down low for Zlomazlik. There's Ante Zlomazlik. Eagles are going to try and work a quick cycle here. Zlomazlik on the half wall, pinning that puck up. James Fisher gets it loose. That'll get flipped high up into the air, goes over top of a speaker but below the beam, so it doesn't get blown dead. Andrew Ness into the corner. Comes up front, Salmo Rego. Now it's James Fisher across the line. He was met there by 4 Eagles. Loose for Ryan Evenhouse, gains the red, fires it down low. 5:33 to go in the third period of game 5. Nathan Oikel in the center circle finds Evenhouse on the near. He'll dump down low. Ness stops it behind the goal. Goes to the near side for Pichette. Pichette touches that one loose for Connor Hellier. His breakout pass hits Fangura. Now it's Reinhardt back in his own zone, up for Hellier. He'll chip that high off the glass out to center for Zach Stringer. He'll chip that puck in, but McNeil stops it at the ringette line. Onto the near side, Nathan Oikel. Oikel in his own zone. Fresh off the bench is Micah Berger, back down for Oikel. Here's Nathan Oikel. Gains the red line on the near side, dumps down low. Ness out of his goal, stops it, leaves it behind there for Brock Reinhardt. Reinhardt for Stringer. Onto the far side, puck is dumped in on goal by Connor McPherson, turned aside by Gandara. Durheim loses it in his skates. Connor McPherson drops it back for Bookbinder. Bookbinder towards the front, save Gandara. Now it's Zach Stringer in the corner. Durheim and Wagner are after him. Ryan McPherson in there for Penticton, try to even the odds up. Ryan McPherson for Connor. Connor goes down low, ends up on the far side. Durheim's after it, chops it loose. Stringer back, 4:20 to go in the third. Long shot from Ryan and then a glove save made by Ajit Gandara, and they'll bump into the goaltender after the whistle. Crowd doesn't like that. The Eagles are even less happy about it.
But again, Surrey can't bite. If the Vees are going to skate by and bump into Gandara, obviously tempers are going to flare and you're going to protect your goaltender. But don't go overboard or bite to the point where you're taking another penalty. With just over 4 minutes left, you can't give the Vees any sliver of opportunity to carry some momentum, not just if they're trying to get back into this game, but also to carry over into game 6. Surrey needs to keep all the ice tilted in their direction, heading back to the SOEC.
.4:16 left in the third. Neutral zone face-off. There's a tie-up controlled by Surrey. Bonkowski, D-to-D for Josh Wessels. Up for Sam Elliott. He'll tip that puck in, or at least he tried to, but they're going to say he didn't make contact, so it's an icing against the Eagles.
Again, Surrey's offense has been stifled at times through this second and third period. So, you know, they haven't gotten the shots through necessarily to always test Ness. Only 8 shots through the second and third period, but they've had a lot of offensive zone shifts. And that's still great when you're leading like this because you're keeping the other team as far away from your net as possible. Surrey's done a great job of that.
Face-off win there for Liam Tanner. Gandara sweeps it to the far side for Rylan Bonkowski, the latest Surrey goal scorer. He'll dump in from the red line. Larry Keenan after it. Fazio will give him a ride into the boards. Renfrew has that loose puck high off the boards. Wessels is there first. Simone Meyer can't get it, but following up is Cal Arnott. He'll dump it behind the Surrey goal. Bonkowski is there. Spins off the check of Renfrew. Fazio pokes it up the wall, held in by Simone Meyer. Bounces onto the far side. Wessels is after it. Arnott keeps it in the zone. Bonkowski again, a short chip into the far side for Wessels. No look pass for Liam Tanner, flipped out to center ice, glove down by Keenan at center. Larry Keenan fires that puck back in, Gandara behind the goal to stop it. 3:23 to go in the third period of game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals. Here's Rylan Bonkowski on the far side wall. Anselmo Rego there to meet him. Bonkowski up for Liam Tanner, he'll get that in past Nolan Stevenson. Keenan back into his own zone to collect. Keenan behind his own goal. Keenan trying to go up the wall for Cade Littler. It's held in by Evers. Forced out the second time around. Here's Anselmo Rego. Puck will go off a stick back into the Penticton zone. Stevenson is there. Up for Rego. Knocked off his stick by Evers. Stevenson again. Gloved down by Evers inside the line. Here's a chance for Surrey. Evers into the corner against Stevenson. Out for Ante Zlomazlik. Zlomazlik back down low for Evers. Here's Ryden Evers centering pass. Cranston is denied by Ness. Rebound will be gloved down by Littler. It bounces in on goal, and it's covered up by Ness. Now Fisher trying to get into it with Caden Cranston, and Cranston will just walk away as he has nothing to prove right now.
Yeah, as he should walk away from that. But probably the best chance of the period for Surrey, other than the power play goal, a hard shot down on one knee from Cranston at a tough angle that just bounces right off the blocker of Ness, who was in a good position along his post to make the save.
2:30 to go in this third period of play. Ryan Evenhouse into the face-off dot to the right of Andrew Ness. He's there against Connor Hellier. Hellier won that draw. Francesco Delelce fans on his breakout pass. Evenhouse is after it, but Srirachi gets there first. Loose in the near side corner, Jagjeevan Fangura's there. Fangura met by a pair of Vees. It's pulled loose by Delelce. Near side is Zach Stringer. He'll flip it out to center. Glove down by Pichette. Now it's Durheim, DDD for Carter Francu. Francu high off the glass, out to center for Jag Fangura. Delelce's there for Penticton. He finds Pichette. Pichette gains center, chips it in on the far side. After it is Stringer. Final 2 minutes of the third. Connor Hellier on the near side, back to the point. Delelce. DDD, Srirachi holds the zone. A long shot blocked by Fazio. Massimo Fazio flips that puck down the near side wall, just gets inside the blue line, but stops there. 100 seconds left in game 5. Delelce dumps it down low. Charlie Durheim is there. Swung around to the far side, half wall. It's Sam Elliott. Elliott for Bonkowski. Up for Evan Brown. He'll tip that puck forward. Bookbinder back in the corner to play. He's hit by Tanner. Long stretch pass to be knocked down by Wessels. Fired back down low. Wessels getting into it a little bit on the far side wall with Max Heisey. Tanner on the back end flips it down low. It'll just go into the netting and out of play. As this makeshift line of Elliott, Tanner, and Brown was doing a pretty good job of just disrupting Penticton.
I like those three together. A good clashing of styles. Not surprised that Cam Keith is sort of readjusting his lines here in the final minutes of this one. Eagles just continue to suffocate Penticton on their breakout attempts. It's been the key component to their win or their game tonight.
1:11 to go in this third period. Surrey is up 4-0. Here's Brock Reinhardt behind his own goal. Throws it up for Connor McPherson. McPherson trying to throw it into the zone, loses that one to Elliott. Sam Elliott gains the red line, fires it into the near side corner. Final minute of the third is now underway at South Surrey Arena. Here's Max Heisey, gets it as far as center. Durheim will stop him there. Now it's Bookbinder. Back into his own zone, Reinhardt. Reinhardt ahead for Heisey. He'll tip that puck forward, and it goes into the Surrey bench, and we'll get another whistle.
Again, like it's been so many times for the Eagles through this playoffs, a team effort has led to this point. Production throughout the lineup. Evan Brown got the goal scoring. Poppin. Ryan Evers on the second line with the goal. Ryan Evenhouse with the goal on the third line. And then Rylan Bonkowski on the defense. So all 4 goals have come from different combinations of lines.
Simone Meyer behind the goal trying to force a wraparound. Goes through the goal mouth and wide. Larry Keenan trying to hold that puck in the zone. Evenhouse doing everything he can to force it out, but it ends up in the corner for Cal Arnott. Arnott to the point for Larry Keenan. 16 seconds left in the third. Arnott loses the handle on it. Puck comes out to center ice. Keenan or Stevenson will dump that puck back in. For the first time since 2013, Surrey will have the chance to win the Fred Page Cup on Sunday night. The game is over.
We've never loved noise as much as we love it tonight. Let them hear it, Eagles fans.
Ajit Gandara makes 30 saves for his second shutout of the Fred Page Cup Finals, as he was outstanding again here tonight. Yeah, got that Michael Gartag trophy for a reason. And now we'll go down to ice level with Jordan DeBrew for the Fortis Energy Player of the Game and tonight's 3 stars. 3-save shutout for Ajit Gandara as he is rightfully tonight's first star. His second shutout of the Fred Page Cup Finals.
One win away.
A gutsy, strong, clutch performance between the pipes from Ajit Gandara, and timely first period scoring from the Surrey Eagles gives them a 3-2 lead in the Fred Page Cup Finals. They'll have a chance to call themselves BCHL champions for the first time in 11 years if they can win game number 6 at the SOEC on Sunday night.
And they have a chance to write the story the exact same way that 2013 squad did. Phenomenal work by them to win that series in 6. You'll remember the overtime winner, Adam Tambellini, called by the one, the only Brendan Batchelor. And that goal, that moment, has been circulated through Eagles history since its inception when it first happened 11 years ago. New history has already been made by this Eagles team just with this journey that they've led us on, just with this run that they've been on. But they have a chance to solidify and finalize that history by lifting the Fred Page Cup potentially on Sunday. And if they can't get it done, they've still got Tuesday as well. The Eagles have put themselves in a good position here. 2 opportunities to make history.
And you know, it's all about making history. From the start of this season, the Eagles have done nothing but make history. A franchise best 12-0 start to kick off the 2023-24 campaign. The MVP of the BCHL's regular season was Caden Cranston. The leading scorer of the regular season was Caden Cranston. The goaltender of the year was Ajit Gandara. This team has done nothing but make history. Not to mention the BCHL's coach of the year was Cam Keith.
And he's put on masterclass after masterclass through this entire playoff run.
Only thing we missed out on was the Jim Houston Award for Broadcaster of the Year. Crying shame. Anyway.
That one's going to sting for you a bit, but hey, a lot of great accomplishments from this Eagles team, and even though some of them didn't get noticed in awards, from top to bottom throughout this organization, from the staff to the players to the coaches to the volunteers, this season has already been one to remember, and they have the chance, the players have the chance to put the stamp on this experience by lifting that Fred Page Cup. Can't believe we've even made it to this point. It's almost surreal. And if you ask the players in there, I doubt they'll say it's surreal because they feel like this was a goal of theirs from the jump. They knew that this team had something special carrying over from last year. That Game 7 heartbreaker of a round 2 loss, the returning guys, the captain, the assistants, they all remembered that, but they built on that and they bounced back. The bounce back Birds came back in a big way in the 23-24 season. And now they're 1 win away.
It's certainly something to behold what this team has been, what Cam Keith has been able to do with this squad since his hiring back at the start of the 1920 season. You remember his first year with the club, he was able to take Surrey into the playoffs, gave them their first playoff series win since 2013 when they beat the Chilliwack Chiefs in 7 games. Obviously, that team was not able to go any further due to the season being suspended due to the pandemic. You fast forward to 2022, let's talk about the bubble season for a minute.
That pod season, that Eagles team was phenomenal.
They were the best record in the Coquitlam pod in the BCHL's COVID season of 2021. They probably would have been able to claim the Ron Boileau Trophy had the Penticton Vees not had a slightly better record than them. But you see Cam Keith slowly building, slowly getting the building blocks. The following year, he's able to add a few really, really good players. He gets the likes of Jake Bongo, Jacob Bonkowski, and goaltender Eli Pulver. It really starts to bolster this roster. They would end up getting swept in the opening round by the eventual conference champion Nanaimo Clippers. But again, the building blocks were there. It's like getting Lego kits on top of Lego kits. You keep building it higher and higher and higher.
Not to mention some rookies that joined that 21-22 season. Ty Brassington and Ante Zlobazlik, two guys that have now become prominent figures on this Eagles roster. So even from the top to the bottom of his rosters, Cam Keith is always thinking long-term, and it's paid off.
If you look at the 23-24 season, this is where things really start to take flight for Surrey, no pun intended. You have those great pickups, the likes of Jake Bongo, Bonkowski, Galata, and the rest. And then Cam Keith is able to add more pieces. He's able to add the dog, Aaron Schwartz. He made the team, the first one signed out of training camp in 2022. They had the Yale commit, Zachary Wagner, who came in and joined that team last season. They were able to keep building off of it, and I think one of the most underrated pieces and most underrated additions that the Eagles had for the 22-23 season was a 16-year-old defenseman named Rylan Bonkowski, who fit into the BC Hockey League like a duck to water. There was no transitional period for number 6, and now with his brother officially graduated out of the BC Hockey League, Rylan Bonkowski is officially Big Bonk, and he showed it tonight with that power play goal. The Eagles ended up going into the 23 playoffs. They win in the opening round against Powell River. They drop a heartbreaker in 7 games to the Alberni Valley Bulldogs. We remember the legend of Michael Sochan. He was so good between the pipes for Surrey in those playoffs. But at the end of the day, a couple injuries to key Eagles players. The likes of Captain Brody Gagno, Cole Galata, Logan Lorenz all going down with injury before Game 7 started. So again, though, more building blocks. And then finally coming into this season, you add the likes of Cranston, Evenhouse.
Aaron Schwartz takes a leap in a year.
Schwartzy takes one small step for man, one giant leap for the dog. Aaron Schwartz has been nothing short of spectacular in this second season in the BC Hockey League. The likes of Micah Berger being a late addition, Evan Brown being a late addition, all fantastic. The goaltenders, Ajit Gandara. If you remember when that trade was made last springtime when Eli Pulver was dealt to the Langley Rivermen in exchange for Ajit Gandara.
It was a mixed reaction.
It was a head scratch. There was a lot of people in Eagles Nation who were not happy about that trade. But I think at this point here, following Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals, it is crickets when it comes to that trade that Cam Keith made last spring.
And Gadara showed flashes of skill even in his rookie year, the 21-22 season. I remember being a color commentator, calling a lot of Eagles and Rivermen games. And Gandara, for 2 years younger, was so calm in his crease already at that age. So now he just had 2 full seasons under his belt. He's joined a strong team, and he's been able to hold the fort through the crease, making some unbelievable athletic saves. And he showed it tonight with a 30-save shutout and the first star honors.
Lucas Celli, I'm going to kick you out of the booth for a minute.
Okay.
As we're joined now by Eagles assistant coach Thomas Koshman. Following tonight's 4-0 victory over the Penticton Vees in Game 5 of the Fred Page Cup Finals, as your team takes a 3-2 series lead over the 2-time defending Fred Page Cup champions. First, let's start with your goaltender, the second shutout of the postseason or of the finals for Ajit Gandara, as Jeter just continues to be the apple of your eye, the rhythm of your heart, and everything in between. Let's talk about Ajit Gandara.
Ajit Gandara. What can you say? The boy knows how to play, loves playing the big games. He's doing everything we've asked. Stop the first shot, right? And that's exactly what he does. And what else can you say about the kid? He's awesome.
Jeter specifically made one of the greatest saves of the playoffs, maybe in recent history in the BC Hockey League, in that stop that he made on Cal Arnott in the first period of play. I believe he got the paddle on it as he lunged out in the splits. Just a spectacular save. What was the reaction like for you on the bench?
Me, it was just, you kind of just, like, you sat there and it's like, okay, Jeter's doing what Jeter does, all right? I say it all the time. Like, it comes to the point you expect him to make it, so he makes it, and it's just like, yeah, all right, he's got this. He's feeling it tonight, and I love it. I absolutely love it. That's what he does. And SHU's got a great goalie coming with him right now. Like, he's, like, yeah. What can you say about that?
What a stop that was.
just off a broken play, and you know what? If that one goes in there, it's a 2-1 game. It's a completely different momentum shift. So he's very good at staying calm when he needs to and making those big saves when we need it. So yeah, it's nice having him in there.
Evan Brown had himself a night. Scored a goal, added 2 assists in tonight's 4-0 victory over the Penticton Vees.
Yes, sir.
Brownie, one of those late additions near the trade deadline by coach and GM Cam Keith. And it wasn't a immediate click. Obviously, Brown was a fantastic hockey player, but he had a bit of a slow start to the season. Things weren't going his way in Coquitlam. He got traded to Cranbrook. Things weren't really going his way in Cranbrook. Cam Keith decides to take a chance on a veteran in this league. He comes to Surrey. It takes a couple weeks, but once the chemistry starts to build, specifically with Micah Berger, he becomes an indispensable player on this roster.
Yes,
what have you thought of number 23 in the playoffs and specifically tonight?
Specifically tonight, unbelievable. He is such a great playmaker, and the stuff he does with the puck is just, it's fun to watch. It's like he has a string on that puck sometimes, the way he does things. And what he sees on the ice is just, it's great. Like, he sees the little things that playmakers see, right? Like, same as Scotty. It's nice having Scotty out there because Scotty talks to him and lets him know, like, hey, look for this and this. And he's just feeding